Definitely felt that way. Definitely felt that way. Wow.
So apparently, Nintendo Switch or TMNT spent 20K on glizzies. 20K points.
Yeah.
That's a lot of glizzies.
That is a lot of glizzies. But it could have been
Too
worse.
much, I'd say.
Well, it's not like those points actually cost anything. Oh my god, that is amazing. I
But
just had my first mouthful of Coke in over 2 weeks. When your body's used to having it every day, then I've not had any since New Year's Eve.
what flavor?
Just regular, sugary Coke. Oh my god, it's so good.
You could take that all out of context.
Yep. And yet no one made a clip. What is wrong
I
with you
did.
guys? You did? Oh, good.
Why do you think I just said what? Why do you think I said what?
Fair enough. Um. Wow. SML took it out. Well, honestly, I look forward to having enough stuff taken out of context to have an out of context video. But from what I've seen, that's not happened yet.
Besides today.
Well, I have been streaming for over a year now. Because my 1 year thing was in the last day of November. But yeah. I'm glad that I'm accumulating them out of context things. I mean, there are a couple of other clips that are pretty good for out of context, but that's next on the agenda. Oh, what's next on the agenda?
Out of context stuff.
I'd love to have enough for our context video, but I'm not there yet. I don't think, anyway. What's next on the agenda? I don't know. Reactions. Do you have my
Didn't you say you were gonna?
set up? So yeah.
Didn't you say you were gonna listen to my song?
Well, yeah, that's kind of one of the things to react to.
It's like I don't even know how long it is, and I made it.
Fair enough. Did you see the music video that I put on YouTube?
No.
You not subscribed to me or something?
I'm not sure.
It's not like those
I'll
subscriptions actually cost money. Come on.
What?
YouTube subscriptions don't cost money, unlike Twitch ones. But I did a music video, quite
Touch grass?
recent. No, that's an old video. No, a self-introduction music video.
19 hours ago, you posted the final push to catch the train.
Oh yeah, that was a VOD from the end when I finished Alice Madness Returns.
Piracy.
You subbed. Yeah, it is. It's free and easy.
Alright, how far down is it?
It should be the channel trailer thingy.
Shit. I went too far down then.
Yeah.
No, I don't see no channel trailer.
Okay, special videos.
Or that may just be because I'm on my phone.
It could be, yeah. Not sponsored at all, but hey. Yeah,
How
there are
long
my
ago was it?
last week or the week before. I have it go into a different area than my VODs.
Is it in a playlist?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Special
Yes.
videos?
That be the one.
I don't see it.
What do you
One
see?
unavailable video is hidden.
That's weird.
I think that might be the video.
Mm.
Hold on, let me check something. I need to check if one little feature is on. Restricted mode is not on.
It shouldn't be a
That's
restricted
weird.
video. But okay.
No, just restricted mode hides potentially mature videos.
It's not a bad rock beat type beat that you've got there. It's not bad. I just listened to it, Simon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not bad. Oh no, not PS2 Batman.
Wait, is that the link to the video? Or is that Batman Begins for PS2? Nah. It took me a while to make that beat though.
Yeah? It's pretty good actually. What'd you use to make it?
GarageBand.
Mm. What's that?
It's an Apple. It's an app for Apple.
I see. I don't have an Apple or anything, so yeah, I get it.
Now there's some great Batman games out there, right? We've got Batman Arkham Asylum and other Batman Arkham games.
But what happens when you combine Batman with
I have another. Basically, I have
Unfortunately,
like
get this.
a little
Batman
like
Begins
thing
replaces
set up.
and now we're gonna play it
It's
because
just
we hate
lyrics,
ourselves.
but I'm like trying to.
Welcome everybody to Batman Begins for PS2.
Like turn it into a
One of
song.
the best games of all time, one of the best Batman games
Yeah.
of all time, right?
Everyone thinks this game is very, very good.
Does Harvey know about you and his little bunny?
Let's start a new game. Let's do a challenge. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty, and I'm going to play Batman F.
One of my favorite Batmans, Batman F.
Narrows down to 4 a.m.
Batman.
No, they're cleaning the floor.
Oh no, with, what is that? Detergent? Oh!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
He's high! Do you see his eyes?
Dude, he was... Batman killed him. Is that a heart rate monitor in the top left?
Yeah, because Batman scares people.
What the hell is the Batman?
What the hell is...
The Batman! Oh, widescreen setting.
Oh, we've been playing scuffed. We've been playing scuffed version. That's fine. That's
We
fine.
play Scuffed.
Whoops, scuffed world was enabled.
You're quiet now,
Oh,
Simon?
This looks much better. Oh, there's a guy. Did you see
Now
that
you're
guy
quiet.
in the fire? Oh,
Not before when I needed you to be. But now.
you can hear him.
Oh, who's this guy? Oh, hang on there.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I just saw someone disappear.
You want to hear the
Take a
lyrics
senior citizen from the old folks home and put him on
for
Guys,
the
let me
song I'm making?
Okie dokie.
Let me. Send them in Discord.
Actually, you know what? How about you save them until we're all together? Till you've got the song all together and then have me hear it when it's finished. Or do you really want to share it now?
One of my friends just said Happy New Year's is finally 2013.
That is kind of funny.
Oh shit, did it?
Are you gonna answer me or?
What?
I asked how you feel about just waiting till it's all together and complete before you get me to listen to it.
It's gonna take me a while to do that. I'm trying to send it's not sending the link or the lyrics.
Oh well.
Hold on, I gotta find it. Here
Oh,
we
you're
go,
gonna have to
shit
wait
set.
till after TMNT's video's finished then. It's only fair.
Copy here.
What the shit?
fine
That
with
guy's
that.
face looks so cursed.
Oh, he jumped out the window. Jesus Christ! Now we've got an insane.
Is that
lunatic-
I swear I thought I
Nice
saw
work,
multiple Batman.
I'll hurt you. No, you won't. I'm literally hurting you.
I'll hurt you.
How do I change this off to 720
Why would
FPS?
you? Why
That's
would you
20
open the
feet.
door? Don't chase me,
I'm trying to, no, I'm
Batman.
trying to change the video
Inside of a jar.
to
Right in your mouth.
Oh, I can't even tell what's going on. It's part of
What the shit?
No, it's because you smelled his actual asshole, Max. That's why.
Am I gonna kick him out the window?
No, he's not there, Max.
Oh, he wasn't there.
It was an ass illusion.
Oh no! It's a butt illusion? An illusion of the butt?
Bathurst not considered fair.
Is that actually
Ooh.
Liam Neeson?
It sounds like it.
Double jump? Whoa, Batman can defy physics.
Yes, of course he can. He's Batman. What do you think? Hey guys,
Mhm.
welcome to Ashton Kutcher's Punked. Check this one out, guys. Wayne did that. No, it was me, Ashton Kutcher.
Oh dear God, no.
I'm gonna pick up your dead body and throw it on the ground.
Where's the passcode?
I just want to go home. I signed up for this because they said they'd give me a $50 Amazon gift card.
I guard the explosives.
Just scoff. I guard the explosives, okay? Oh, why is there a guy in a cage? I'm very confused. You want me to put this inside his ass? What needs to be? I can't put this inside his ass.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in there instead, into that guy's nicely organized explosives barrel pile. I don't remember this part.
Because that doesn't hurt him as
I
much
don't
as the
remember how
ass.
I beat up the old guy. Oh, he's dead.
Liam Neeson, no. No, not Liam Neeson.
Who did this to you, Liam Neeson? No. Oh.
Oh my god! Holy, the force of that.
In what film has Batman ever taken the elevator?
Yeah, the scene where he takes the elevator.
One guy's standing there, the other guy's standing there.
Hey, that's a good
Find
question.
out where they are. This is the art of stealth, Batman. When you're standing right behind him, this is when you want to strike.
Is it just me or did the Batman cowl make his nose extra pointy there?
I'm gonna come and stab you. Right, so this is a door that we need to go through. Let's see you through on the other side. All right, Jimmy. What do you think about Batman?
Honestly, Johnson, I just think he's a low guy. I've never seen him before, so honestly,
You think he's a myth?
You're not really entitled to have an opinion on it, then, are you?
no.
Well, then why didn't you say something
Jimmy,
about
can you shut the? You're always talking about Batman. For once, can you just shut the?
All right, looks like we'll need to take the ladder instead.
What?
Can you
What
please
the
look at
fuck
me, please?
was that ladder climbing technique? I mean, fuck!
He like flails from side to side. If you ever find yourself
Roblox be like.
there's only one thing you can do. Open it.
Oh, he karate kicked that window open. Yeah, that was it. It
What
was
do you guys
karate.
think you're doing, trying to escape from me? Oh, no, don't shoot me, I'm back. If my suspicions are correct, there's a bunch of people in this van. The only way to deal with that is to look inside it.
Hey, you guys ever watch that show on TLC about the Little People family?
Seems like we need to use this forklift to, I don't know,
drop this on a van.
And crush them all.
Crush all
What
those
a
guys.
horrible way to die.
That's Batman.
Batman doesn't kill people. He just brutally paralyzes them with very heavy
Of course
objects.
he does. That's the Batman way. That's what he was taught.
Can you fly down?
Cursed and cringe.
Only one way to find out. Flying kick!
What the fuck kind of kick was that?
In the source.
Just kill him. Just murder him.
All right then. Thanks for telling me about the sewers. Oh.
He says he doesn't kill people. That guy.
Why is
died,
he
dude.
monkey?
You're not telling me that guy didn't die. How does he not see you? You can just jump in front of him. Hey,
Hi there.
he's looking directly at you. He's looking right, literally at you.
Hey. It's me. Batman.
Look how big the fucking seats in the car are, too. What the hell?
Oh, I've got very little health. Oh, Batman! Batman!
So do it.
What are you doing?
Oh no, Batman died!
Oh, if the camera wasn't such fucking shit. If the camera wasn't so bad, but it was flailing around everywhere, maybe I wouldn't die like that. Oh, I've got
Camera looked like it wanted to clip into the wall.
Batman.
Box thing.
Calf. How does the combat feel in this game,
Or is it
like
just me?
arse. Like absolute arse. That's what it feels like.
Oh. Did you
What the
see
fuck
that?
kind of Olympics diving ship was that?
I didn't see the ragdoll,
Do
dude.
you think Batman can swim?
We should find out. Oh,
This looks like where I've got to go.
seems kind of dangerous. You're telling me this is what sewers look like?
Yeah, have you never been in one?
No, sorry.
We opened it. Now Gotham doesn't need to worry about bad plumbing. This is poo water, Batman. Human falling on your head, Batman.
Yeah, that's
Shizen much, Batman?
There's gang activity in the sewer. Of course, that's usually where criminals go.
That's where they hang out, isn't it?
Yeah, in the sewers.
This guy has a gun. How am I supposed to take him out?
Use your
What's even
bat
funnier
fists.
Oh yeah.
is Splinter Cell, which came out before this, had better animations for that kind of thing.
Balls. Ah. Oh. I died. Millionaire Bruce Wayne's dead body has been found in the Gotham sewers.
In a Batman suit.
In a Batman suit, yeah, they just left him in his Batman suit.
I can't handle pain. I'll show you something worse than pain.
Oh
I need to get deeper into the sewers.
Why? Why do we need to go
Why?
further into the sewers? Is he wearing a...
Because I have not swam in enough shit today.
Now I gotta go and fix valves? Why?
So pretty much now you are doing Gotham City's plumbing.
No one else is doing it, so someone else will do
And
it.
there's no criminals to fight. You may as well just do the plumbing. All right.
His climbing then looked like he was go-go dancing.
You just have to do regular things, volunteer work around.
Can't help but
I
wonder
remember the episode of Batman.
if that is
helped someone
because
fix their
of
TV.
the whole Adam West Batman, and that was why they did that.
Seen the one where he goes to Walmart and he works there.
It's a breeder.
Yeah, he's a greeter.
You were cutting out then. I have no clue what you were trying to say.
That
8008.
Oh, this is why you need a professional.
it
Not
spells
someone dressed
blue.
as a bat. The area fear bar represents the overall amount
Yes,
of
it
fear generated by
does.
Batman in a given area. Really?
Very good.
wow. So anyone who steps in that area is like, I just got really scared all of a sudden.
Not there, obviously. My bad for thinking I can go through a fucking door.
Not the doors. So you gotta go through pipes.
Oh yeah, I
There
forgot,
you go.
sorry.
Oh no, this is gonna go poorly.
Oh.
Everyone has guns.
We've all
Everyone
got
has guns.
Run.
Gotta
run,
go.
Run, Batman, run.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It should. You can see his dick.
Some dangerous sewers, man, that you can just turn a knob and this happens.
That's what happens when you mess around with knobs.
You literally just turn a knob and it starts shooting pressurized gas.
Oh, we did it.
Oh.
That was the end of the area.
So that was Batman
that's what-
Begins. What do I have to
everyone
say about
needs-
that
that's
game?
a-
Not much.
Yeah, not much. Not very memorable. A lot of Batman kicking.
It's like if you took the Arkham series and gave it to a disabled child to make it.
So what was that, Simon?
Boob.
Yes. Put a 5 on the end and you got boobs.
Yep, 5 out of 5, 8 008 and then flip it upside down on an 8-bit calculator.
Yup.
And boobs.
Mm-hmm. And that's what people say is the best Batman game. That's funny.
No. It was Arkham. It was Arkham. It was an older game that was on the Xbox 360.
Where you were just watching a
I forget the
PS2
name.
game.
PS2 was like original Xbox 2.
I know. That's what I was saying. This one was older.
Yeah, but in my opinion, the Batman games for the Xbox 360 were the best ones.
They were pretty good. So, did you have your thing that you wanted me to do?
It should be in chat.
I don't see it.
General. Is it not there?
Oh, you're talking about in the Discord thing. Right. I don't often have Discord up and open when I stream at all. So,
Hold
I
on.
didn't.
I don't think it's Santa.
No, it didn't. But yeah, Arkham was the best.
Oopsie. I accidentally swapped out Discord.
Oh, okay. And how
Let
can I
me,
hear you?
Huh?
How can I hear you if you cut out of Discord?
I literally just
Hmm.
let me post it. Fuck. Ow, fuck. My leg, my foot.
Hey, you! I'm shooting you! I'm shooting you!
Ooh, a swaggy
dear God.
cucumber video, huh?
That's not
Nice. Nice one, Jade.
Oh my god, it's hot anime woman. Oh my god.
Oh, hello there.
Censorship. Holy frick, I just saw a pair of underpants. I think I'm playing a borderline hentai game. Why are they showing off their butt?
The better question
Oh
is,
my
what's
oh my god. What am I playing?
Knights of the Old
Hello,
Republic.
everybody.
It's
I'm
an old
playing
one, but a
VTuber,
good
and
one.
Welcome back to my channel. Today we're playing Galgun 2. I think it's where you shoot girls. I don't really know. Okay, wait.
Oh,
this is
hello.
really bad. I
Mm.
love you, Nanako. I mean, I could be like a creep right off the bat, or I could just be like, it's nothing. You messaged me? Oh yeah, sorry. I threw my phone out like last week sometime. How'd that get there? Huh?
Oh,
When did I
no.
install this app? Oh yeah, what is that? Sorry, I have COVID. There's an app on my phone that I've never seen before. It's like some weird golden thing. I think it's like a hentai app. The hell? I don't get it. I can't delete this thing. It's a hentai virus, guys. Help. Okay, nobody cares. I don't care about the distance between my lenses. Get off my screen. Huh? What's with this box?
Distance between the
Oh
lenses,
my God,
distance
it's a VR.
between the other
Let's give these
things.
goggles a whirl. Yeah, baby. We're gonna go into the VR universe.
What
We're gonna
about
have
Battle-
steamy Easter eggs. I sound like a 13-year-old boy. Oh,
I-
mommy
no.
milkers. Oh, hi. Dang, shoddy. Did you just fall from heaven? So you definitely look like it. There are demon-possessed girls just around the corner. Dude, that's me for real. She like me. I'm gonna shoot some devil girls. All right, girls will approach you from all sides. Shoot them to give them euphoria. Hey, you.
To give them what?
I'm shooting you. I'm shooting you. Oh, dear God, I'm doing them something.
Don't shoot her in the butt.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! There's females. Girlie, are you? Oh, she just vanished just like that. Hey, what are you doing? Stop that! Stop
Gave
that.
it too much of a happy.
I'm not okay with this game.
Wait, what?
Stop that! Stop that! You guys
I
are creepy.
swear,
I'm
I
reading
feel
my
like
instructions.
we're
Here,
giving
what
them
if I shoot the angel?
STDs.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, you're so cute.
Why is that thing so
Yeah,
cute?
that's
That
the
makes
sound of a
no
drunk
sense.
gamer. That's right, guys. I'm not your average anime enthusiast. I drink water. Whoa, I can suck? Oh my gosh, I'm sucking things in. Oh no.
Oh my.
I'm gonna fight back. All right, you reach out.
Hey Jade, we're right there.
Right, I'm
We
gonna
were
fight
there
back.
together.
Oh, no. Oh, I shot you in the breasticles. Oh my gosh. Sucking up demons. will
Not the
only make you
breasticles.
Period. Let's go bust some demons, baby. You guys are scaring me. Oh gosh, why is this game actually kind of scary? What? will get reach euphoria as well. Every girl in the area will get reach euphoria as well. Dude, I love the translation.
Can I be in the area?
So good. Come here, I'm gonna look at you. I'm looking at you. Is it working? Are they love struck? What are you guys doing? I'm giving you an ecstasy. Am I dying? What is happening? Okay, well, whatever. I just shot them all. I really hope
Well,
that
they
my
do
shot
say
doesn't
an
not
orgasm is a
killing them.
tiny death.
Oh, sorry. I burp around pretty girls. Oh, word, I got pheromone goggles? Oh my gosh, I'm shooting pheromone. What is pheromone? Hey Google, what's a pheromone? Oh, so it is hormones, but like it's like I'm shooting external hormones into girls. Am I shooting external hormones into females right now? Why are you in my bedroom, huh? What is going on? Support? What kind of support are we talking about, huh? Sorry, I have this VR girlfriend. I know you can't see her right now, but she is hot. Let me tell you that. Look at her. Oh, but you hear her too? I'm not crazy.
Oh, it's only
Actually,
supposed to be Kirby that sucks things in. Hey, TMNT.
I just got massive Riz. Is that what you're saying? These goggles give me massive Riz? I'm never taking these off. Okay, how do I take the goggles off?
That's just
what?
wrong.
You're kidding me? You're trapping me in VR? Let's look out the window. I watch her do things, and then she stares right back at me, and it's really awkward because we're making eye contact right now. I know you're new to my bedroom, but like, look at how much monk I have. These are all, oh, frick. Disregard that. I'm schizophrenic and I just hit a wall. These are all limited edition. So this is the My Little Pony collection. I'm actually a brony. And then over here we have all my...
She's a brony?
I really, really, really like
Oh
her.
no!
Really hot. I detect
Not a
in the courtyard.
brony.
Let's head out there and take care of them. Okay, sure. Having big anime girls run at me full Mach speed is actually terrifying. Like, you'd think it wouldn't be scary, but having an anime girl run at you at full speed is horrifying.
Yeah, it
Sucking all
is.
the demons. I'm sucking them. Oh, Lord.
Oh my.
We're
She's
taking
sucking all the
them in all
demons.
directions. I'm scared. We gotta go for them ecstasy shots, if you know what I mean. Dude, throw the back on the statue. Let's go, baby. Oh, I'm breaking the game. I'm breaking the game. No, I was in the middle of shooting females. I'm too much for this game. I shot
In the middle of shooting
females
what?
in a game crash. I don't understand this
Females.
game very well, so I'm just shooting them, and wherever hits, you know what I'm saying? If I shoot them for an ecstasy, I'm just gonna shoot them from head to toe.
Wow, I heard
Hey,
something
you're getting
completely
better, guys.
different.
Oh wait, oh shoot, I didn't see you there. Give me, hey, chill out. Goodness gracious, they were coming at me so fast. Holy frick. Dude, I'm not used to this.
That sounds so wrong. Sucking all the demons,
So, why don't
yeah.
you climb the tree, 'cause
One
I-
at a time.
Hey,
Oh.
Yo, I like your hair. That's kind of
Oh,
fire,
oh.
dude. You thought you could hide, yeah.
Careful of
You
that
thought
gag
you could.
reflex.
Oh, dear God. Why are you bending over like that? Okay. Hey, hola. Oh no, I'm seeing underwear. I just have to kill the girl and then we're all set. Oh my gosh. I'm just taking them out one by one. Are you seeing this? We're gonna go climb under the bench. Nice. What are you doing? Stop peeping at me, you weirdo. I see you. You think you're so slick. I can see so many girl skirts. Oh, girl, you got grandma underwear on. That was so hot.
Oh no, no one needs that.
Oh my gosh, who are you? I love you so much. Oh my goodness. Angel, devil, angel, devil, angel, devil. Ew.
Wait, what?
Guys, last time apparently what I was supposed to do is I'm supposed to suck the demons up into this little thing, and I forgot about doing that, so I didn't do that. And basically, I forgot how to play this game. Okay, I gotta I'm panicking!
Oh no, I found something worse than feminine. Oh no.
Why?
Why are you doing this to us?
Which one of you has the Dommy Mommy voice? I'm trying to get to know you. Hey girl. Hi, my name is Troy.
Hi.
Basketball game tomorrow. Oh, what? You're behind me? What are you doing? That's mean. Stop coming behind me. There are girls everywhere.
Stop coming behind me. Yeah, they're behind you. It's all without.
Anime girls. Well, what if I want to actually marry one? Like,
Check
what if
what
I
time
meet my
it is.
lover here? I need your advice.
What?
I'm really bad with ladies. They give me
I
weird
check what
looks.
time it is.
I'm, like,
Oh,
ugly.
God, it's
You could be
at-
honest with me, right? Do you think I have a chance?
And whatever.
What were you saying?
Nothing. I was just checking the time.
Yeah, what time is it for you?
10.
And you're out. Wow. How things change. My bedtime was like 9:30 on a school night.
Oh, it's not a school night.
It's not?
No, I'm off. I'm off this Monday.
Oh, that's nice. I would have had to have proven it. But that's because my sister was always trying to do sneaky buggers and get out of it.
I'm the tank that doesn't know. I don't. Is that a teacher? I don't like that at all. Watch out. Oh my, girls, put on some pants. We're in a public area. Dang, we're climbing the roof. Holy moly. Oh, hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. Wait, I'm sucking her up.
Oh
Stop
my.
that. Oh, my game crashed. Are you kidding me? No! I hate it here. I hate everything. I hate it here. I hate it here. No, 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 my game crashed. Dude, I was literally so far into that. Okay.
Wow, I love talking like a little anime girl. Don't you just love it? I love when they run at me screaming like this.
That's what y'all sound
That's
like.
totally
Y'all talk
the
like normal human
best.
beings.
I'm Risu. I want to exterminate the demons.
You know what I want to exterminate? I want to exterminate that. Imagine I swore. That'd be inappropriate. I would never. I see them all. I know. Oh, goodness gracious.
I'll be right back.
Oh,
Hey,
these videos
Sticky,
take so long to
you
set
don't
up.
have to,
Goodness
you know.
gracious.
You can
Oh, hi, hi, hi.
just
Back
relax
up, back
if you
up,
want.
please back up. Oh, you are too close, female. Watch out in front of you. Oh, wow. It's not like I'm looking in front of me already. Oh, wait. I can shoot them through the... How did she not notice me? Wow, watch out in front of you. There's so many females after me. I am so very scared right now. That is sarcasm. My controller is killing itself. What is happening? I can't suck. I can't suck.
Oh,
Ew, I
she
said
can't
that.
suck hard enough. She can't do it. She can't just
Wait, I just
suck
realized, why am I
that
thinking
little
girls and
bit
not just the demon girls? You know what I'm
higher.
saying? Like, some of these actually have demons on them. Technically mass murdering a bunch of girls right now. Oh, guys, this is getting harder. This is getting... Oh, stop that. Stop that. Stop that. What do I do? I forgot what to stop kissing me. Get off me. I'm freaking out. Oh, my gosh, dude, she literally came onto me. That was scary as heck. I hate this game now. I don't want to be here anymore. Oh, okay, I did it, guys. Did I do better this time? Demons captured. 77,100. Is that good? I hope that's good. You know, I have a foot fetish. Ew, you call me that? Stop! Don't call me master. That's weird.
It's mistress. Get it right.
Because I'm actively losing brain cells while playing these games. I'm actually becoming more of a degenerate the more I play these. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
To the moon and let me
Superman.
I'm really
Based on
enjoying her
1930s,
stuff.
Superman was North America's prototype of what would become superheroes with super strength, super speed, super
I knew
sight,
someone that had
super
that
hearing,
comic book
super
once.
breath, heat vision, and X-ray vision. Superman's pretty overpowered if you ask me.
Tried to steal
One
it.
weakness, however, this green glowing rock.
Superman very quickly became America's hero, and he's still widely popular today with comics still running, movies, and TV shows based on the Superman world. Now, I'm more of a Batman guy myself, but you know, I get it. I think there's a terrible side.
Is it just me, or did that Superman look like a deer in the
No,
headlights?
we're not playing that one. We're playing this one. And yeah, it's a pile of shit.
Don't forget to drop a like on the video right now. It helps the channel a lot, so go and do it. Do it right now.
Fly to the moon and back, and I'll be, and you'll be my baby.
Is that Superman?
It looks more like kind of Superman. Look at his butt. Look at his butt.
What about his butt? Why are you looking
Superman got cake.
Superman's butt. So wait, just before we get started, let me just make sure that I've got this right. This is about the movie from 2006?
Yeah. The one with Superman in it.
Right, that's a good one. Not really.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
I am your Kryptonian father, Jor-El.
Wait.
Who's talking to us?
Why does the controller look like a pair of boobs? Woo! Wait.
I like
Is
that
a power-
detail.
Is it like a power launch? Oh, look at that. I'm Superman. Oh, my.
This is so ugly. This game is ugly, dude.
Oh, this game looks like arse. Why is this city just like perched on the edge of a mountain?
It's like Gondor.
Each vision enables you to strike at a distance. Use it wisely.
Oh, nice one, Superman.
More people died from that, definitely. Oh my God. There's just people in their office jobs burning alive.
Superman's just burning it all.
Sorry, guys.
They call it Superman, but are they sure it's not Sigma Man?
Coming from? I didn't realize it was the end of the world. Why is Superman so slow? Why is he flying so slow?
That looks like a PS1 game, or am I tripping?
Fly around the world
You're not
so
tripping.
fast you can reverse
And
time.
does look like a PS1 game.
I'm here now. Watch me breathe on this. I have minty fresh breath.
You can blow out the fire, but
Minty
burnt
fresh.
to a crisp already.
Yeah, Superman was just a bit too slow because he's taking a very casual jaunt.
This is fun. No, it's
Definitely more Sigma Man than Superman.
This seems like a dangerous place to live. I can't lie.
I'm Superman.
Yeah, you're Superman, man. Dude, nice.
Wait, what am I supposed to do against him?
Uh-oh. Oh my god.
I just shoot him.
God, why is there so many meteors? This is mayhem.
God, it's fucking cataclysm right now. The end of the world. The end of days. How many are there?
Yeah. This is a little excessive game.
Almost done.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then 5 more fucking pop up. Is this the whole game?
Holy fuck. How many meteors?
Don't forget Superman 64 is worse than this.
This is the whole
No, I don't wanna.
No, I
I
refuse
don't
to
wanna.
believe it. They took all this time to make a whole world that you can explore. You spend all your time in the sky shooting space dirt.
Oh, you did it, Superman. You saved the world from the entire fucking galaxy falling on it.
Well done, Sigma Man.
Oh,
You
you're
saved
so-
the day.
This is gonna be like the mega meteor. Oh my god, it says literally mega meteor.
Come on, Superman. Do it. Ugh. Oh.
Is that Superman's driver's license or something?
Superman stops criminal mastermind. Oh no, there he is, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Oh no, we can't talk about it.
We don't talk about Kevin Spacey, no. We don't talk about that, no, no, no.
It's time to die.
What? Is this Superman or is this Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, what the
Are you not entertained? Wow. Thank you, Desmond!
War World.
Okay.
I don't remember this.
Love the face reveal?
Movie.
Thank you!
Part where you
And thank you for the resub with the thank you.
uppercut him, dude.
Did that uppercut hit him?
Thank you for resubbing with your Prime bits. $5 for the win!
What the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Superman runs. Oh.
How you doing?
Oh, purple explosion.
But it was funny.
Explosion.
It was funny. It was meant to be funny. And it was funny.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, he's really cocky, isn't he?
None of you are a match for me. I'm gonna kill all of you. In the last video, we asked you guys to caption this image. Here's some of the funniest captions.
Oh dear God, no!
Nicely done.
In this
No,
video, we're
no,
asking
no.
you guys to caption this image. As usual, just leave your responses in the comments.
My ass!
And follow us on Twitter. The link's in the description.
Yeah.
Superman's so cocky.
He's such a Chad, dude. Superman is the ultimate Chad.
Yo, bro, is that the best you can do?
Undefeated in 8 galaxies. I give you
Ba-ba-da-da.
cast.
Really? He has the ability to make it really not that sunny anymore.
Oh my god, he had a purple explosion.
Explosion.
What am I supposed to do against this guy?
I didn't don't remember that part of the movie. Yeah, I don't remember that part of the movie when he changed his codpiece either, but it seems to be the case.
Nicely done.
Racist.
I don't know where you're from, but you should just stay there.
Wait, so I can just what? Take this building apart? Holy shit,
Oh my
I
God,
can!
Holy shit, that's awesome.
Woohoo!
That's kind of cool, actually.
Super terrorist. It's the super terrorist. Watch him go.
How do you say
Wait, did we just see his taint? Because that doesn't seem like it should be possible considering the graphics. But I could have sworn I saw a hole to another universe there.
Mongo?
Mongo? Candy Grandpa Mongo! Candy Grandpa Mongo!
Ultimate warrior. Yeah, he's quite the ultimate warrior. He's just walking around.
The ultimate.
Just seeing what.
Fly.
Just saying what I want, but I don't want to see a taint. No, no one needs to see back here.
What is he gonna do?
Unless you're manscaping, then you do need to see. But I don't need to see back there. No. Earlier in this video, Superman had cake. Now he's got flat butt. I need to get the curl on my forehead straightened. Just a little bit. Not completely. Just a little.
What it sparked dancing to, the rock, paper, scissors game. And the sub alert.
Mm-hmm.
Only one way to find out.
Da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba.
Oh my god, and people are getting injured. Superman. Oh. Superman just dropped that guy. Oh my god.
And the guy in the car died too.
Superman. Looks so. I know, right?
Yeah. Even when they tried to make him edgy and dark in Batman v Superman and stuff, he wasn't.
I am reacting to random videos. I am. As long as they don't, as long as you are a follower of mine, and the video doesn't defy Twitch's terms of service, I'm happy to react to it. Repost. So yeah, feel free to give me a follow, and then I'm happy to react to your video. And thank you for the follow. The fountain is magnificent. Yeah.
What? We might have done that, I think. You think we were responsible for the destruction of Metropolis?
Okay, Superman for PlayStation 2. It's just like impossible to make a good Superman game, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Superman works as a video game character. Because he can't die.
Alright, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Alright, see you then.
Yeah.
This looks expensive. Out of my way, coming through. Moving or losing. Triple A. Wow, what Neptune's name is going on? We're making
A wrestling show. Vince.
What you're doing is throwing away me money. I told you to.
Yep.
Only what's absolutely necessary. This is all necessary. Well, what's all this useless junk? That's the useless junk.
The pitch black match.
Oh, well, have you explained that?
What?
Vince.
Oh.
Everyone needs an understudy. Well, you can. But why do we need him? Well, this job is very stressful.
He's the understudy's understudy. And he's the tape sprayer. He squirts them with a little water bottle, goes right in the tank. Keep him fresh for the pickups. Just can't get over the fact that he looked like a Piers Wonger. I know it did, didn't it? Okay, so who's got a video to go up next? Or should I select one? Why did I leave voice chat? It's just... I accidentally closed Discord and it exited it out. Okay. Well, as it's Morbid Monday and I like to do the creepy, I'm gonna pick something that's a little creepy. Did you want me to start that up again, Simon, or are you good? Because I'm happy to if you want me to. And then we'll react to some shits.
One night, 4 young brothers were sleeping in their bedroom in their little house in Tennessee when they started to hear
Well, what would you
sounded
prefer?
like a rat gnawing on one of their bedposts. So the 2 oldest brothers
There we
climbed out of their bed to go find this rat. But
Ooh.
the second their feet touched the wooden floor, the gnawing sound stopped. The boys checked the room, they checked the bedposts, there was no sign of any rat, and so eventually the 2 oldest brothers just kind of shrugged it off and got back to bed. But when they closed their eyes again, the gnawing sound filled the
There we
room
go.
again, except this time
Hello,
it was
Pyra.
louder and more frantic. Little did they know,
Do you burp
these
on
sounds were
command?
just the beginning
If so,
of a
can you
multi-year-long
demonstrate for
nightmare
us?
that they
Would
and the rest
really
of their
be
family would
awesome.
have to endure.
Oh,
What?
okay, Blue Blood. I can try. Give me a second. I need to have a drink and then I would try. Welcome to my chat, by the way, Blue Blood. It's nice to meet you. I'm Pyra, and just gonna have a quick drink here so that I can do that.
Can you not burp without having a drink?
No, I can't.
I can.
Fuel is cheating. Yes, but it also makes less of a mess.
You mean less of a mess?
Wow, I thought that was going to be louder. When I was a kid and I was trying to learn how to do the burp on command thing, it didn't end well. Oh, pardon me. How was that, Blue Blood? Master? Pardon me? Sorry for burping into the microphone, but Blue Blood did ask for it. Chaining fake burps lead to... Yes! Chaining fake burps can lead to it. A rainbow yawn, and I don't want to do that. That's... I like my computer set up too much. I love how I'm still over here sitting on... Oh no, really? Thank you for the follow! I really do appreciate that, Blue Blood.
But...
Pardon me.
Can you share your screen?
Pardon me, yeah. Sorry for burping into the microphone. I just figured, why not? It seemed like the time. So, yeah. Share stream. There you go.
Thanks.
It looks so fun. That game really was quite fucking ugly, wasn't it? Don't be sorry, I rocked it. Yay, I rocked it! Yeah, I usually apologize for burping, but I'm glad I rocked it. Yay! And by the way, the fire today was good. I'll put the video back on now while I blush away. Are we playing fart tag again? Because if so, I could get... What, huh? What was that, Simon?
E.
E? What do you mean by E?
Also, I have words of wisdom.
Oh?
Think about these when you when you're driving. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough.
I don't drive.
Words by famous racer Mario on. I gotta go.
Okay. See you, Simon.
Goodbye.
Okay. We played a little bit of fart tag. Now I'm going to click on the video. It's the bowling one, called the Bell Witch Haunting, and then I will play TMNT's video.
And today I'm going to share their story with you. But before we get into the Bell Witch Haunting, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do once a week. So, if that's of interest to you,
I love this fart out thing that I have. I really do. See, the cat even thanked you for farting. Is the live action cat in the... I don't know. I refuse to watch it.
In 1804, a man named John
Oh,
Bell
pardon me.
decided his
Sorry for
farm
burping
in
near
North
the microphone.
Carolina was just too small for his growing family. So he, along with his wife Lucy and their 6 kids, packed all their belongings onto wagons and then traveled more than 600 miles west to this 1,000-acre patch along the Red River in northern Tennessee. The area they
Everyone
settled
carried
was
on like
known
it was
as Robertson
abysmal, though.
County, and at the time it was
But I
very
never
rural
really liked
and
the Cat in the Hat
basically
anyway.
nobody lived there.
Can't
And
do
so
it
the
as
Bell
bad as
family,
the like.
when they arrived in Robertson County,
I don't know.
they
I mean,
expected
there's,
to have to
it's
work
kind of
with
difficult to
the
get worse than
families that were
Scrappy
there
Doo, that's
to
for damn
build
sure.
up the
But
settlement.
still.
Basically, they wanted to build a town from scratch. But this was the kind of work that John Bell was born for. He was raised on a farm where he had a reputation for working extremely hard and never giving up. John was very generous and excellent at working with other people. In fact, when his family was still in North
Hey,
Carolina,
do you know how to
John
speak
and
dolphin?
his very gentle and
I
sweet
do.
wife Lucy would
Wanna
open
hear
the
it?
door to anybody who needed a place to stay or a hot meal. And sometimes John would just give money to his neighbors when he felt like they were down on hard times. So,
that's
after
nice.
arriving in Robertson County, and after the Bell family had met their few neighbors, John Bell got right to work. First, he began clearing
The
trees
2000s
off of his land.
was such
and then
cursed
with that
for
lumber, he
media.
built a 1.5
Does seem to be the
story
case,
log
doesn't
house
it?
up on this hill, not far from the
Yeah.
Red River. And in fact, the Red River was a very popular picnic spot and fishing spot for the few people that lived in Robertson County.
It
And
was?
so in virtue of the Bell's house being so near the river, the Bell family was always running into their neighbors and saying hi and making friends. And so it wasn't long after John and his family had arrived and built this house that the Bell family became one of the most popular families in the area. And for many years,
That was so
the
that
Bell
they could
family
use their
lived a very
toilet
happy
instead of
and
having to
prosperous
squat
life
in the
Robertson
woods.
County. Most mornings, John would wake up first, and then he would rouse his children, who would then leave the house and walk through the nearby woods to go to their school. And then they'd come back
Thank you
before
for the
sunset,
headset.
and then while the kids
Thank
were at school during the
you.
day, John and his older sons would go out and work the land or help build structures around town to build the settlement up, or they would build the boats that they would use to transport
Hello.
the tobacco and meats they produced on the farm down south for trade. John and Lucy would have 3 more kids while in Robertson County, and before long, their oldest children began
Well, hello
married
there,
and
we're still
starting families
going.
of their own and building their own houses nearby. But one summer day in 1817,
Someone went to go to the bathroom and they blew it up. No one wanted to go in there ever again because it got too sting.
That at the time he would completely write off, but years later they would look back and say, that's when it started. On that summer day in 1817, John was by himself. He was
So
out
it was
walking
'cause
through
someone
his
blew up the
cornfield near
bathroom.
his house when he looked out and he saw this big dog just sitting in the middle of the cornfield. Now, there were lots of dogs around Robertson County, so it wasn't unusual to run into a dog while you were out and about. But there was something off about this dog. It almost looked misshapen, like its bones had broken many times over and reset at awkward angles. And this dog just looked way too big to be a dog. It almost looked more like a big wolf. And this dog was staring at John in a very human way, not breaking eye contact, staring right at John. Now, John was not someone who easily spooked. But standing in this cornfield, staring at this dog who was staring right back at him, John couldn't help but feel totally unsettled and a little bit panicked. And so John and fired in the direction of this dog. And when he did, the dog took off running. And so John, he watched as this dog galloped away from him and disappeared into the tree line of the forest far away. And once the dog was totally out of view, John marched forward to the spot in the cornfield where the
Everyone
dog
can
was
have a
sitting.
bad
And when he got
bathroom
there,
visit.
he
It
was
doesn't matter
expecting
on
to
which
see the
gender.
thorn kind of pressed down
We all,
from where
everybody
this big animal
poops.
had been
Everybody
sitting.
poops.
But it
Everybody
wasn't. There was no
poops.
sign that any big creature
Although
had been
apparently
sitting
girls
right
fart
there.
more than guys.
And as he looked
Which
around
is funny
him,
because
he
they're
saw
always
there
trying to
were
hide
no
him.
paw prints, no tracks on the ground, either coming to this spot or going in the direction that he watched this big dog run off.
I hated it
John
how
was
after a
totally
certain
confused
age
by
it was
this,
like
but
taboo
after
to
sitting
drop
there kind of wondering
drop
how
one.
this could be,
And it's
he
just
told
like,
himself,
but
you know what, I'm overthinking this. It was just
just
some big ugly
why is
dog
it so
and
taboo
missed
now?
shot
It was okay last
and no big deal.
week.
And so John promptly turned around
And anyway,
walked back to his house,
farting is
forgetting all about
healthy.
the dog.
If you don't
But
fart
not
and you
long
don't
after
poop,
John saw
you
this
go to
dog in the
hospital because of
cornfield,
extreme
his
pain.
family began experiencing other
And in some
strange things
cases,
back at their house. At night, after
could
the Bell
bust.
family had climbed
Well,
into
you don't
bed,
want to be there.
they would start hearing a knocking sound on the side of their house.
Hello?
And as soon as they got up to go inspect it, the knocking would stop. Then
Hello?
They would lay back down again, and they would hear it again, except it was coming from another side of the house. It was like there was someone or something outside of their house just kind of circling around them, periodically knocking on their walls. Now, John was convinced this was not the work of some animal. This was a person, a prankster, and they were hiding out in the woods somewhere. And so he instructed his family not to mention the tapping sounds to anybody in town because he thought somebody in town was doing this to them, and he didn't want them to know. He wanted these pranksters to come back and do it again so he could catch them in the act. But over the course of several weeks,
catch them in the
continued.
act.
Every time John would lay in wait and
That
try to
could be
run out and see who
sticky.
was there'd be no one. And there'd be no tracks anywhere around the house indicating that anyone had ever been there. And as unsettling as these knocking sounds were for the family, they were nothing compared to the things that happened next.
Really? What happened next? What happened?
My pet frog, Seagull Lung, is a huge fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, and so for his birthday, which was last week, he asked me if I would take him on a special
You
camping
can talk,
trip where all
frog?
we did was sat around the
He
fire
can talk,
and I
frog.
told crazy stories.
He
So of
has
course I
magic
said,
frog talking powers.
Sure, Lung, I can do that for you. And then, on his big day, old Lungy came bounding down the stairs, all excited for his big camping trip. And I stopped him and I said, "Hold on a minute,
Oh,
Lung.
no.
Forget the camping trip.
You don't want to get caught
Something
doing
even better
that.
for your birthday." And then, from behind my back, I presented a gift fit for the gods. Homemade fermented Norwegian lemming liver cakes with a side of koala stew. Now I know what you're
I'll take
thinking.
the koala
Wow,
stew. Koala
Mommy
is
must have been
tasty,
so happy. But no.
The rest of it,
wasn't.
no.
Turns out my gift was gross and way worse than a strange, dark, and mysterious themed camping trip. But there was a silver lining to this minor birthday snafu. After Lungy
Koala's
refused
actually
to
quite
eat my
tasty.
beautiful gift,
You
I
gave
went
a
online
bit of
to
a
try
buzz
to figure
from
out
eating
what
it.
Lungy would eat. And so I typed into Google, who has the best food in the world? And 2 words popped up that changed my life. Hello Fresh. With Hello Fresh,
Oh,
America's
goddamn.
#1 meal kit, you can skip the grocery store and take control of your time and budget with
No!
delicious food delivered right to your door. With over 35 weekly recipes, they have the options you're looking for to help you achieve your New Year goals. Choose calorie
Yeah,
smart
but did
or
you really
carb
want
smart
other people to
recipes,
see your
or you can
eyes just at that
customize
moment
select
when it's
meals
just
by
like,
swapping proteins or sides, or
energy
upgrading your
relief.
proteins, or adding a protein to a veggie dish. And with HelloFresh, you always get top quality. Their ingredients come from the farm to you in 7 days, so you literally are eating fresh. HelloFresh. So, if you're like me and you keep gifting your loved ones terrible exotic food dishes for their birthday, then you need to sign up for HelloFresh today. To do that, go to
Koala is
HelloFresh.com
tasty.
and use code MrBallin21
Makes good jerky.
for 21 free meals and free shipping. Again, go to HelloFresh.com and use code
And being naughty
MrBallin21
makes you do stupid
for
things.
21 free
Yes, it
meals
does.
and free shipping. Okay, back to the story. One Sunday night in May of 1818, so roughly 1 year after John had seen that big dog in the cornfield, and a couple of months after the knocking on the walls had begun in the
They
Bell's
came to
household,
steal their
4
farts.
of John's sons were asleep in their bedroom inside of their home when they woke up to the sound of what sounded like a rat gnawing on one of their bedposts. Now, these boys were sleeping in 2 bunk beds, and the 2 oldest brothers were sleeping on the lower bunk. And so they instinctively
Well, that
got
doesn't
up
sound
and stepped
right.
out to the floor to go find this rat. But the second
Usually
they
it's the
stepped
older
on
one that gets the
floor,
top bunk.
The gnawing sound completely disappeared. The 2 boys searched the room for this rat. They couldn't find it. And when they checked all of the bedposts, there was no sign that any of them had been gnawed on. So the
No
2 older
sign?
brothers finally just kind of shrugged it off and climbed back in bed. The moment they closed their eyes, the gnawing sound began again. Except now it was louder and more frantic, like
Sounds
whatever was
about
under
right.
there was
I
desperately
take that.
trying to chew through the wood of their beds.
Oh,
And again,
no.
when the 2 older brothers
You'll
jumped out
link
of their
some-
bed to go find whatever animal
I don't
was
want to
doing
watch
this,
anything about that
the sound
Superman game.
completely
One Superman
stopped
game
and
is
the wood was
enough.
still. The boys searched the
For
room
a
again. There
stream.
was no sign of any
One is
rat
enough.
or any animal. There were no marks on the underside of their beds, and so they had no idea what to make of this. The gnawing sounds would continue all that night.
It's
making it
inside
nearly
your
impossible for these
brains.
boys to sleep.
Inside the
and
brains.
it would happen again the next night the same way. But on the night after that, so the third night, the boys heard a new sound in their room. As they're laying in their beds, exhausted from barely sleeping the last 2 nights, they began hearing what sounded like someone gasping for air underneath their beds. Like they were being choked. They were gulping and smacking their lips and clawing at the underside of the beds. The 2 oldest boys were terrified, but eventually worked up the courage and leapt from their bed to confront whatever was underneath them. But again, as soon as their feet hit the floor, the sounds completely stopped and the room went still. But this time, the boys were so frightened, they decided not to try to just go back to sleep. Instead, they woke up the rest of their family, and the Bell family searched the entire house, top to bottom, looking for any indication of what could have been making those sounds. But there was nothing in their house. There was no marks from some animal or rat. I mean, there was no indication that anything was other than normal. Now, to this point, the Bell family had not told anybody in town about either the knocking sounds on the walls, or the rat gnawing sounds, or the gulping for air sounds, and a part of that was because John had told the family, don't tell anyone because we're going to catch whoever's doing this. But another part of it was, the family knew as soon as they brought this stuff up, they could be the target of ridicule because people wouldn't believe them. But after this night, with the gulping and gasping sounds, the Bell kids really could not sleep anymore. They were just up all night, terrified. And so finally, John went to one of his neighbors, who he was very close with, and confided in him that something weird was happening inside his house. Now, John was not the kind of person who made things up. He was very straightforward, very honest. He didn't even tell jokes. And so this neighbor, as he's listening to this unbelievable story, just takes John at face value and says, you know what, I'll stay the night in your house and I'll see if I can hear all these strange sounds. That night, the neighbor would stay with John Bell and his family in the Bell household.
Oh
And sure
my,
enough, the neighbor would hear
he
the
slept
tapping
with
walls,
the
he would hear the rat
parents
gnawing on the wood post in the boys' room, as well as the
Futurama,
gasping and gulping sounds coming from the boys' room. And this neighbor was so terrified that he did not last the night in John's house. He left in the middle of the night to go back to his house. After this, word spread quickly around Robertson County about what was happening at the Bell household, and the way the townspeople reacted was very supportive. I mean, the Bell family had been instrumental in building up the settlement, and John and his wife Lucy were so kind and generous, and so the townspeople decided that they were going to find a way to rally around the Bell family and try to help them. So other people in town began volunteering to spend the night inside of the Bell household with the Bell family. One, because they wanted the Bell family to feel some security, having some more people around them. And two, these people were thinking that maybe just their presence inside of the Bell household would scare off whoever or whatever was tormenting the Bells. But no matter who stayed inside of the Bell household, the noises persisted every single night. Townspeople came up with all sorts of explanations for what was happening to the Bell family, ranging from, John's youngest daughter must be behind this because she wants attention, or other people said maybe there's a family or an individual that hates the Bell family and they're targeting them and they're behind this. There was even a theory that someone in town had learned ventriloquism, which is a kind of performance where the ventriloquist throws their voice so it sounds like it's coming from somewhere else, not from their body. And so the idea was this ventriloquist was just a prankster and they were screwing with the Bell family. But the townspeople searched the Bell's house with the Bell family over and over again, and they never found any sign of what could be making these noises. The people in town even went so far as to have people watch each member of the Bell family as they slept at night to make sure none of them were responsible for these sounds. And sure enough, as the Bell family was being closely monitored, the noises would start, and it was very clearly not coming from anyone in the Bell family. As the months went on, and the Bell family was forced to endure whatever was going on inside of their home, the people in town started to notice something odd about John Bell. Normally, John was a very engaged person, but when he spoke to you, he was locked onto you and really paying attention. But at some point, after these mysterious things began happening at his house, John would be talking to someone and then suddenly his eyes would kind of gloss over and his jaw would go slack, and it would look like he was staring off into the distance. And then his face would start to twitch. And at first, these twitches were fairly minor and were centered just around his eyes. But over time, these twitches became much more dramatic, to the point where his jaw would start to kind of quiver up and down, and his eyes would begin blinking out of sync. And then when the twitching finally stopped, John, without saying a word to the person he had just been talking to, would just wander back to his house. He'd go up to his bedroom, and he would sit on his bed for hours and hours and hours, just staring at the wall, not eating, not drinking, not saying anything. The Bell family felt like they were hostages in their own home. They had no idea what was causing these things to happen or why they were happening, and they were all filled with this constant sense of dread. As for the townspeople, most of them had come to believe that whatever was happening to the Bell family was likely caused by their neighbor, Kate Batts. Kate was known to be very eccentric and kind of unpleasant, and she was known to be fairly unlucky because her husband had become disabled and her 3 kids had all died young. Kate also had this strange habit of using really big, complex words in her conversations, but she misused the words, and so everything she said kind of sounded off. Townspeople would talk about Kate Batts' witch, and they started referring to whatever was causing these strange phenomenon at the Bell household as just Kate. However, when Kate found out about this, she was totally offended and said she had nothing to do with whatever was happening to the Bells. By September of 1820, the terrifying happenings at the Bell household had been going on for 3 years.
Japanese horror game, you
the
say?
Bell family had just learned to live with it. However, John Bell was not doing good. It was like the longer these strange things were happening, the more and more John seemed to become a shell of his former self.
What do you call
his
it?
Sudden dazes and twitching fits began to happen more and more frequently, and the time he would spend afterwards sitting in his bedroom staring at the wall in silence would go on longer and longer and longer. In private, John would tell
I can't
his
remember
wife
what the term is right
that
now.
he believed
But
someone or something was
nostalgia.
causing him
That's
to
it.
death. And then one
Nostalgia.
day, as
That's
John
what it
was
is.
getting sicker and sicker, one of his daughters, Esther, left the house to go gather up some eggs in the hen house, which was across the lane from where the Bell house was. And so she left the house, she crossed over the road, she began walking up towards this hen house, and as she was walking, she heard what sounded like someone moving behind her. And so she turned around, and she saw there was this woman dressed all in black with her head down, walking slowly down the road she had just walked on towards her house. So she's basically walking exactly where Esther had just come from, but Esther had not seen her until just now. So she wasn't really sure how this woman had arrived on the road, but Esther wasn't worried. She looked at this woman, she didn't recognize her, but just assumed she was somebody from town, and that was it. And so Esther turned away from this woman and walked the rest of the way up to the hen house. She went inside, she got the eggs in her basket, and then when she came back outside...
See, when I hear the name Esther, my mind instantly goes to the How I Met Your Mother bit.
She saw
Esther!
woman in black with her head
And then
down,
it also
but
goes
still
to the
trudging
orphan
along
movies.
slowly, now much closer to the Bell household. And so Esther, she began walking down the road, looking at this woman, trying to figure out who she was.
Zara, do you think maybe you might be able to find a video about that
her as
game?
somebody from the village.
I think it
a
might be
neighbor of hers.
fun to watch.
And so Esther yelled out a friendly hello. But this woman in black with her head down didn't turn around, she didn't react, she just kept on slowly walking down the lane towards the Bell house. And so Esther began walking a little bit faster, getting closer and closer to this woman, and she yelled out a few more times, "Hey, hello, how are you?" But each time, this woman in black just appeared not to hear Esther. And Esther, she's looking around, and there's nobody else out. It's just her and this woman who's now about 15 feet away from her. And so Esther starts to feel really uncomfortable about this woman. And so Esther just stops on the road and stares at the back of this woman. And the second Esther stopped, this woman who was trudging along also suddenly stopped. And then she reached up with her hands, her back is still to Esther, and she took her bonnet off of her head. A bonnet is a type of hat. And then she dropped the bonnet on the ground, and right away this woman's black matted hair kind of tumbled down over her back. And then this woman, without moving, began reaching up and stroking her hair, running her fingers through her hair as if she was trying to comb it out. And so Esther is watching this, kind of wondering what's going on here. And so Esther began walking slowly closer and closer to this woman to make sure she was
Gotta get the maggots out of my
towards
brains!
this woman. This woman began running her hands faster and faster through her hair until it almost looked impossible. She was moving so fast. And then Esther realized with horror that she wasn't just combing her hair. This woman was grabbing clumps of her hair and pulling them out of her head.
Oh,
In fact,
no.
Esther could literally hear the hair being ripped from this woman's scalp.
Oh.
And so before long, there was hair all over the ground around this woman. And so Esther at this point is terrified. She thinks there's something wrong with this woman. And so she runs around this woman without looking at her, charges into her house, which is right in front of this
Thank you,
lady.
Zero.
She goes inside, she locks the door behind her, and then Esther calls out for one of her sisters who was home and said, come here, come here. And the two of them went to the front window and they look out onto the road and they
I
see
put that
the
in
woman.
between the
She's
two
still there
videos
in the
that,
same spot,
TMNT
ripping
put
her
up.
hair out. But Esther makes eye contact with this woman. And the second that happens, the woman freezes. Her hands are still in her hair and she's looking directly up at Esther. And Esther and her sister, they're kind of taken aback by the way this woman is looking at them. And then this woman slowly brings her hands down and she's staring up at Esther the whole time. And then she turns suddenly and walks around the side of the property out of view of Esther and her sister. And so Esther and her sister, they shriek, they leave the front window and they run over to the side window where this woman was heading. And they saw this woman climbing up and over their fence, getting into their side property.
What?
And behind her were now 3 children who they had not seen before, just marching right behind this woman in black. And so this woman and these 3 children, in plain sight of Esther and her sister,
Finally,
they
where are the
walk
interesting
into this
stuff?
grove of trees on the Bell property. And so Esther and her sister, they're just staring. They have no idea what's happening. And then one by one, the woman first, then each of the children climbed their own trees. And then once all 4 of them were up in these trees, they turned around so they were all looking directly at Esther and her sister, and then they all began swaying with their bodies in the trees, getting these trees to bend and wave hard left and right. And so Esther and her sister are horrified, and as they're staring,
That's
Esther's
creepy.
husband just happens to come through the front door. And so Esther yells for him to come over here and look out the window. Look what they're doing out there. And so Esther's husband, he runs over to the window and he looks out, but he can't see the woman or the 3 kids. He can only see trees swaying unnaturally left and right. And so Esther and her sister, they realize he's not seeing what we're seeing, what's happening. And before long, they're screaming. The husband's trying to figure out what's going on. And finally, the trio just ran from the window, went out the back door, and ran around to the side yard to go confront this woman and these children. But when they got out to the grove of trees, the woman, the kids, they were gone, and there was no tracks anywhere on the ground to indicate that anybody had been there recently. Not long after this incident, sometime in October of 1820, John Bell and one of his sons were out for a walk on their farm. And as they walked, suddenly John stopped and threw his hands up to his face as if he was protecting himself from someone trying to hit him. And then all of a sudden, John's face just went totally slack and his body began to contort into these horrible, grotesque angles, and his back began to arch so far it looked like his back would break. And so John's son, he's watching this happen. He has no idea what to do. And so he just runs over and grabs his dad and tries to pull him upright. And as he does this, this horrifying shriek fills the air. John's son has no idea where it's coming from, but it's so loud it stops him in his tracks.
Nice.
And then as fast as all of this had happened, it all stopped. John was back to normal, laying on the ground, coming to, and the shrieking was gone. It was silent on their farm. And so John's son turns to his dad, and he sees John is crying on the ground. And he says to his son, "I don't have much time left." John's son would help him up, and then the two of them silently just walked back to the house, and John went straight to bed. A few weeks later, on the morning of December 19th, 1820, John didn't come down for breakfast. So his family went up to his bedroom to make sure he was okay. But when they found him, he was still laying in bed, he was breathing, but no matter what they did, they couldn't wake him up. And so one of John's sons ran to the medicine cabinet inside of their house, but when he opened it up, all the medicine was gone, and in their place was this strange glass vial that contained a smoky, dark liquid that the son had never seen before and no one in the family had seen before. And so the family immediately called for a doctor to come to their house, both for John and also to see what this liquid was. And so the doctor showed up. He didn't really know what to do for John. It didn't make sense that he just was not waking up. And then the doctor checked on this liquid and he said, you need to test this on some farm animals to make sure we know what it does. And so the family went out and found a stray cat and they force-fed it some
Poor
of this
kitty!
liquid. And within
Why would they
minutes,
do
the
that
cat
to
had
that
died.
poor
The Bell
kitty?
family swore they had not put that vial in the medicine cabinet. They had no idea what it was or how it got there. As for John, he would not wake up that day.
Thank you for
And
the
in fact,
raid,
following
dragon,
morning,
yeah!
he died. After John's death, these strange
Hello,
appearances at the Bell
raiders!
household
I'm
basically all
Pyra Z,
came to
your
a
little
stop, for the
firefly.
most part.
Welcome to
Some
my
people in town
stream.
reported
I'm
after
happy to
John's
have
death,
you.
seeing strange lights
I am
floating
a
around
fire
the
spirit
property,
VTuber
and also
and
sometimes
an
they
apostle of
reported
pleasure
hearing a strange
with
sing-song
a
voice
weakness
kind
for
of coming from
toilet humor.
somewhere out around
But
their
yeah,
property. John's wife,
how you
Lucy,
doing?
would remain
How was your
inside
stream,
the
dragon?
house until
Was it a good one?
1838 when she
What'd you get
passed
up to?
away. Today, there's nothing left of the Bell household. However, there is a cave on their property, an underground cave, and people swear that's where whatever tormented the Bells came from.
Ooh.
So that's gonna do it. If you got something out of today's episode and you haven't
It
done
was
this already,
great. Sadly,
please
had.
ungold the like
Well, you
button
gotta end
with those
streams at
crackers.
sometime.
Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. We have
Sadly,
a
you gotta
podcast
do it
called the
sometime,
Mr. Ballin
but, yeah.
Podcast.
I don't know. When you were reading it off, I don't know how I feel about it because it's like so many extra mechanics compared to any of the other maps.
That's true. Oh, we traded!
Blue team!
Fucking traded! Rocket.
Mr. Ballin
He's a rocket
Foundation, and it
man.
provides support to victims of violent crime as well as their families. Monthly
I'm glad
donors
that
to the
you
Mr.
had a
Ballin
good stream,
Foundation
but all
Honor
streams
Them
must end
Society will
sometime.
receive free gifts and exclusive invites to
Can do
special
the
live
Futurama
events.
one
Go to
first.
MrBallin.Foundation and
Okay.
click on Get Involved to join the Honor Them Society.
Will do.
We have 2 additional YouTube
Yeah.
channels. Mr.
Right now,
Ballin
I'm
Shorts
doing
and Mr. Ballin and
some
Espanol.
artwork,
We post
as you
near
can
daily
see
content
in the
on
corner there,
TikTok, Facebook,
and reacting to
Snapchat.
videos.
All of those pages are just
With
called
the
Mr.
odd
Ballin.
sexos and
If you want to get in
housewives
touch
and
with
outs
me,
and
please follow me on any major social
everything.
media platform and then send me a direct message. My username
TMNT.
is just
Thank
Thank
you! I hope you like the sad cat dance idea with me with the cat ears doing the dance.
And if you have a story suggestion, please submit it to our subreddit.
Get
Just
down
like
and
Mr. Ballin. It's linked in the
down
description
and
below. So whether I see you on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook, other YouTube channels, the podcast,
So what'd you
wherever,
get up to
just know
during your
that I
stream,
really
Dragon?
appreciate your support.
Were you playing
And until next time, that's
multiverses
gonna
or
do
something
it.
else? I'd love to know.
Play the game.
Oh, no way.
Yay.
Thank you. I'm glad that you had fun. And to your viewers, hi, hello, I'm Pyra Z. Please come and follow me. Yeah. Hey, that was cute. That actually came out kind of cute. Hey, hello, I'm Pyra Z. Please, won't you come follow me? Follow. Yeah. Still suck at Fortnite to this day. Well, it is Fortnite. Anyways, have a great stream. I hope you have fun too. Thank you. So far so good. Although I did rage quit Hollow Knight, which was the game I was playing. But thank you for the head pats there, Dragon. It's really much appreciated. Very much. Thank you for the raid as well. I really do appreciate it. You make my day. You really do. But sadly, I gotta go to the bathroom, because when you gotta pee, you gotta pee, and I got to go right now, so I'll be back. Sorry about the timing, guys, but when you gotta go, you gotta go, and I gotta go right now. See you soon.
did you prefer certain dick over the other to look at?
No, I mean, I try to be nice and like actually try to like look at it and appreciate it.
Ah, okay.
And be observant. Like, oh, you have a mole here. Wow, that's cute. Very cute. Oh, your tip.
Oh, you're cut. Oh, you're uncut.
I'm back. Hi. How's it going? I hope I wasn't too long. Yeah.
Aww. Santos.
Okay.
Santos. Fuck Hawaiian Gardens. Fuck Hawaiian Gardens too.
Yeah, fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. Just kidding. Okay, next video.
Animated sitcoms, there's a few that come to mind. The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad, and then, of course, Futurama.
Oh yeah, you're going to have the Futurama.
From the creator of The Simpsons, Matt Groening, about a 30th century delivery
What?
service, aliens, a crab
You missed the
man,
clip
and
of
a woman with
this
one
woman talking about a dick.
Oh
Well,
was
it
actually
happens.
canceled after 7 seasons, but not before the good guys over at Fox could milk the
What's your favorite Matt Groening show? Futurama, The Simpsons, King of the Hill, I think was them too, or Disenchantment. Disenchanted. They all have their own bits that are gold, but
playing in a foreign language that neither of us understand.
Which company is this?
which one's your favorite? The Simpsons?
Ski, Uds and ski games.
I grew up with The Simpsons. It was like dinner time was when The Simpsons was on.
Yeah, here we are in Rick and Morty for the
So
PS2.
now I get hungry every time. I watch The Simpsons every time I get hungry because that's when I used to. Simpsons. Yeah.
Oh my god, there's Rick.
There's Morty.
Holy shit!
Look at the, oh, it's the sister from Rick and Morty. What's her name?
Rick and Morty girl.
Mortet.
How long is it gonna take?
Summer.
People start to get mad that we're calling this Rick and Morty the video game.
I can't believe they still. Why are we calling it Rick and Morty?
I don't know. I've recently been catching up on recent episodes of The Simpsons, but yeah.
You have no right to laugh, mate. Your head looks like a ball sack.
Oh?
I never drew that comparison.
She's T-posing.
Oh.
Oh.
You're all my slaves, and anyone who doesn't report for duty before curfew tonight will be blasted by Hoverbot Death Troopers.
Wait, what?
She needs them to report for duty?
Yeah, that
but who wants to make sure that they do the duty?
Morty, the video game.
Do you want to do the duty of the Call of Duty? The Call of Report?
Rick and Morty is my second favorite show. My first favorite show is The Big Bang Theory.
No!
What am I doing? Why did I turn the sink on? What is my mission? My objective?
Do some Futurama RP. It's me, Fry. I'm in a pickle Rick.
Oh, Leela, Bender, bite my shiny middle ass.
Sex.
Oh, Bender's having a big shit.
Looks like I need a card.
No, he's having a wank.
Okay, alright.
Tell the truth, he's having a wank! Because he's a wanker! I love Rick and Morty jokes.
Looks like a pile of trash.
The hammer at the bottom of a giant pile of dangerous rubble.
Better grab it.
But Futurama was good too. Who saw the Futurama movies with the giant tentacle monster that was like banging it out with the entire universe? It sounds like a plot to a hentai, but it was a Futurama movie. Oh, you didn't see that one? I mean, the rough thing of it, it so sounds like a hentai, but it's not.
Can I go and kill the professor? Oh, I opened someone's locker.
You got a key card.
Hey, Bender, are you done having a now? Because I really need a Fry!
But you're curious now about the fact that there was a movie. Yeah. Gotta love the tentacles.
That's uncomfortable.
See, Zero knows what I'm talking about.
This is just like Family Guy, dude. You can't jump in the electricity.
What is it with these PS2 games and jumping around in sewer electrical areas?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of that happening in this era.
Oh, Hermes?
Cult of the Tentacle.
And
it goes on a day with the entire universe.
Alright, Hermes?
Is that thing on top of his head like sucking his brain juice out?
It's sucking all of his brain goo, his mind pulp.
You saw that one? Yeah.
This feels weird. I can't feel my hands. And you're Wallace.
Where are we? This isn't Futurama the game.
I think we're in an ad.
No.
Skillshare is an online learning community for creatives where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey. They're also the sponsor for today's video.
For some reason, I just never really got Wallace and Gromit. I don't know, there's just something about it that just...
Skillshare offers
I didn't
thousands
like
of
it.
inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video editing, and so much more. What just happened to me?
Yes, Rick and Morty deserves another game.
I'm Amber Vittoria, and I am an illustrator.
Max, I'm painting.
Hey, you're getting pretty good at that, buddy.
It's curated specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads and they're always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you.
Skillshare is also incredibly affordable at only $10 a month with an annual subscription.
But seriously, guys,
That is pretty good,
Skillshare is
but-
a great way to learn something new. You want to do this?
No!
Skillshare has tons of videos to explore to make that dream come true.
Like this course from Jordi Vanderput. It's a great way for any beginner to get started in editing. And the first 1,000 subscribers to click the link in the description
Editing
get a
is
free
difficult.
trial of premium membership.
Thanks, Skillshare.
How long do you think until we have a sewer level in this game?
I'll give it 30 minutes.
Considering there's a whole civilization living down there.
Yeah, a part of me's thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
But maybe shorter, maybe like 10 minutes.
Oh god, the first level is a sewer level, no.
Yeah, the first level outside of this one. Oh, look. Oh, New York City.
Hey, look, it's a homeless guy jerking off.
Ah, a staple of New York City.
New York is the hell of it.
Smushed, oh my god.
He died so violently.
That would psychologically f you up if you saw your own head smushed by an anvil.
We did it! We collected all the tools. Although I feel like the only tool.
Go to the pawn shop and get back orange. But there's
No,
a curfew.
I don't wanna be a living.
Then you'll have to take the sewer.
Wait, the sewer?
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, what was that? What the hell was that?
It looked like walking anthropomorphic
Oh,
god.
look at it.
Oh,
It's actual
I don't like it.
Oh, I don't like this game.
Oh, that, I don't like that. The lock-on system is
Yeah.
stupid.
And if I don't use
It
lock-on,
does
just
look
goes forward.
janky.
When did this game come out? Early 2000s?
This game came out August 1st, 2003.
2003?
Yeah,
Really?
This is an early PS2 game.
Oh my.
It feels like it. I feel bad for any kid that got this for Christmas instead of Hitman, honestly.
Yeah, I do too. But you know it happened, and our hearts go out to all those kids that suffered that.
Let's give it a shot, though. Okay, guys, we'll give it a shot for you. For all you Futurama for PS2 fans, we'll give it a shot for you.
Oh, I'm sure there are many.
How generous of him. Imagine get.
Oh no! Now we're getting into like.
Oh no!
No! Now we're getting into some advanced
platforming. Where am I going on this level?
Yeah, I'm not sure where the game wants you to go.
Oh no! Oh!
He fell in the shit.
It's that time again to vote which game we're playing next week.
This week we have The Mummy. This one really sucks, and The Great Escape. Let us know which one you'd rather see down in the comments right now.
Oh, and by the way, join the subreddit.
Oh my god, we have to do all this again? Fuck you, game.
Yeah, thanks Futurama for video game for being so generous. No, I've got to grab that dollar. I've got to grab that dollar. No, no. Oh.
I know.
If this fucking song doesn't stop.
I'm surprised American Dad.
We've successfully completed the mission.
I think it wasn't really much of a thing in this era.
And as a reward for completing this area,
What is that sound?
That is
What is that sound?
horrible.
Oh, it's a nibbler. Shut up! Okay, well, I guess if I fall into that, I will be chopped in half. And since I don't want to do the whole fucking sewer mission again, I'm going to prevent that from happening.
Yeah. Oh, never mind.
It's anxiety inducing. I'm not even going to collect all the dollars in this level. Why would I even waste my time with that?
Oh, that one was. Why was it?
Why is there so much cash lying in the New York sewers?
That's a great.
Because it falls out of people's pockets when they're on the shitter.
And I have died.
And who's gonna shove their hand in to get it?
New York sewers. Oh, did we finish the level?
Wait, I always did.
Hey, 19 minutes, 54 seconds. What a boring start to your game. Okay, what is the next level going to be? Sewers Part 2?
Maybe it's a slow burn, Max. Maybe it gets better with each level.
I don't think so. Look at the Metacritic. Look at it right now. Oh, what the hell is that?
It looks like a cult member, dude. It looks like a cult member.
Oh my god, what is this Mad Max world that we're living in?
Yeah, fucking hell. It's Borderlands. Did you know that they're making a Borderlands movie? I saw Jack Black tweeting about it.
Is Jack Black going to be in it?
I don't know. Maybe he's like producing it or something. I saw him post about it.
But who would he play?
He would play Pickle Rick.
Oh, yeah. I can't imagine Fry running around in a subway gunning people down, though.
He's killed so many people. It was one thing to kill those giant humanoid stains, but killing people in suits just it doesn't seem like in his character.
I'm not going to shit on the game too much, because we've played worse.
I think I just expected more from a Futurama game, I guess.
I hoped for something kind of Simpsons-esque.
Yeah, me too.
The way they die, so violent. This guy has some squeaky boots. Listen to his boots.
Yeah, those are some squeaky boots.
Get some new boots, dude. Those are the noisiest boots I've ever heard.
You're not gonna be sneaking up on anybody in those. Dude, can you kill people with the hammer?
I don't want to try it, but we can, I think. Let me try and use the hammer on this mine. It's a guy. Oh, but I can't aim and he's got a shotgun. Take this.
Oh my god, you can beat them with a hammer.
Oh yeah, how is it looking, guys?
I've got no health. I've got a
Just
club.
like it?
There's so many enemies down here.
Oh my god. I'm honestly impressed that you're still alive out there.
I just gotta double check every corner. Because they could just appear. Oh, I guess not. I guess that's it.
He's got a great outfit. Look at those. Look at that. That's
Oh, pretty high. Let that pouch.
A rocket.
Oh my god. They've advanced, dude.
What are these creatures?
This will finance my search for a new flavor of crayon.
Yeah, you've said that before. I
New
feel like
flavor?
this game has reached a point where we're repeating the characters' lines now. It's reached that point.
Do you even get to play as anyone else, or is it just Fry?
I want to get to a Bender level.
That would be nice.
I feel like that would be fun with some witty quotes.
Yeah, then you could go bite my shiny middle ash.
Pig with an explosive strapped to it. An IED with a pig. Oh my god.
It's a PED.
A pig is gonna kill you, dude. A pig is gonna fucking kill you. He can't get you if you're standing on the car. Oh, he blew himself up.
Kamikaze piggy.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You love pigs with fucking explosives strapped to their backs? You'll love this game. This pig doesn't even care.
Oh my god, he exploded into a million pieces, dude. Okay, that was Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty and the Adventure of the Pickle Rick for PS2.
Underwhelming. I expected better from this license.
Not enough Rick singers.
Not enough pickles.
Not enough pickly Ricks.
There was a Bender pickle.
See you then.
Bye bye.
The PS2 easily has one of the best libraries of horror games. You really get a little bit of everything in this thing. So many different flavors on that vast spectrum of the horror genre. You got some of the best of the more actiony side of it, and the very best of the psychological side of it. Whether you're into Japanese curses, Victorian castles, cultist ghost towns, or haunted moon colonies, the PlayStation 2 was bound to have something up that spooky alley of yours. It was a golden age for
You keep out of my spooky alley when I haven't given consent.
Capcom was making more than ever.
You need consent to be in my sneaky alley.
Around this time. And by then,
And the other game is just so.
dabbling with spooky settings for a number of years now. The haunting aesthetics they've conjured for the more well-known games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, they trickle all the way way back to From's early days on PS1, with games like Kingsfield and Shadow Tower, but most notably with the fantastic Echo Knight series. Okay, well, the first two are fantastic. There's wicked puzzles, decently scary moments, and a charming cast of characters that'll have you feeling some fuzzy feelings. The third game does a really good job of ramping up that sense of mystery, and the heavy themes it explores does make it a genuinely meaningful experience. But it's got so many daunting little problems that actually finishing it and getting said experience is such a pain in the ass. But overall, I'd say so
Sounds
far
about right.
I've had a pretty cool experience exploring the world of FromSoft's old horror games, and that may or may not be about to change, because we have one more FromSoft PS2 horror game to take a look at, and that is Kuon, a more traditional survival horror game that ditches the first-person exploration in favor of the fixed angle style that was commonplace in many of its contemporaries. This is actually kind of the end of a long journey for me. So when I first started this channel, I knew I wanted to talk about all the Silent Hills, all the Sirens, every Fatal Frame and Clock Tower. I wanted to talk about all the Echo Knight games, and Haunting Ground, and Eternal Darkness, and Rule of Rose, and lastly, Kuon. This was the big lineup of old-school survival horror games that really grabbed me when I was first getting into the genre as a teenager with the Silent Hill series, but unfortunately back then, I really got to briefly dip my toes in each of them once each, but as time went on, I remained curious. I wanted to learn so much more about all of those games, so I knew when I made this channel that would be one of the main goals of it, was to track down all of those games and review every one. And we're finally at the end of it, and I cannot believe that. It boggles my mind knowing that I've been doing this long enough to have gone through every single one of these now, and I guess now we're facing the end of that tunnel with one last terrifying treat.
But what are you gonna do?
Would you believe me if I told you it was from the same dude who made the Adventures of Cookies and Cream?
It doesn't sound right.
Taniguchi was the mastermind behind these games, unlike the Echo Knight series, which were led by others. Taniguchi began at FromSoft as a 3D modeler, contributing to titles like Evergrace, the first Armored Core game, and the before-mentioned Shadow Tower, but he would later rise to the role of producer, with Cookies and Cream being his first major project. I guess maybe he wanted to start with something silly, fun, and simple, and yeah, that's precisely what this is, a silly and fun little platformer. You control each character with each different side of the controller, which is kind of cool. It even has co-op options, so you can team up with a friend and work together to complete each stage as fast as possible.
Hey, that's kind of like that game, my favorite coach.
This duology of RPGs for the GameCube. You'd attack by summoning monsters using these spell cards. I thought it was going to be something like that in Kaedos, all like turn-based and strategic and whatnot, but no, it's actually more of an action game. You'll walk around freely and attack in real time. And as for its next game, well, that takes us to Kuon, a Japanese horror game that reviewed poorly, sold poorly, and like many of its PS2 horror cousins, vanished into obscurity.
I never heard of it.
Rare and expensive as hell. I am incredibly lucky to have a copy of this thing because it is one of the hardest to find and most outrageously overpriced games in the console. Yeah, even more than Rule of Rose, dude. Like, this thing goes for 1,000 Canadian on eBay easy. This isn't even the real case. This is a reproduction. A really nice one at that, but I mean, no manual either, dude. Like, I'm lucky enough just to have the disc. I had this donated to me a couple of years ago by a viewer named Raven, and the angry letter it came with terrified me as much as I found it funny. Oh no, this isn't going to be a repeat of Echo Knight Beyond, is it? Or, I don't know, maybe it'll be a completely different kind of terrible. Well, even if I do end up suffering through it, I'm still incredibly thankful for the donation. I mean, you literally saved me $1,000 freaking dollars, dude. That's wicked awesome. But yeah, I'm also more interested in just breaking this thing down and learning about it than I am whether or not it's fun, I guess. So yeah, let's shut the hell up and figure out what this frickin' Kuon game's all about. Before we get to the title screen, Kuon first treats us to a CG introduction. We follow a man searching the halls of a spooky manor, but his investigation is soon cut short after he's murdered by a spooky lady with long black hair. She drags his body all the way.
Of course she has long black hair.
When children are playing.
There's something about black hair that just makes you evil, or at least creepy.
Looks like we got another nefarious Japanese ritual on our hands. And title screen. Oh wow, the artwork is gorgeous here. Oh, she blinks too. That's
Wait, what?
One thing that's really cool about this title screen is that each time you come back to it, it'll be a different picture. There seems to be about 3 different poses they'll cycle through each time you load it again. It's a really cool detail. Okay, so after we begin,
that is kind of creepy looking.
Why is it not loading? Hello? Okay, we'll restart, I guess. Oh no, what do you mean? No, it's not booting anymore. I mean, I guess the disc is in kind of bad shape, but no, I literally just had it running. $1,000 game, and just like that, it stops working. Well, That's what backups are for. I wasn't taking any chances with this one, dude. I mean, video game preservation's a freaking joke right now. The only legal way you can play a lot of games like this right now is by paying an absurd amount of money for a disc that, lo and behold, probably doesn't even freaking work anymore. Physical media ages slowly, but it does age. In 200 years, every disc I own and every disc you own, it won't work anymore. So think about it. No! If you don't want software like this to get lost to time, backing it up when the publishers don't give us proper access to it is unfortunately kind of a necessity. I also usually try to play the most authentic version of the game just for the video's sake, but unfortunately this is one of those rare cases. It is still running off a real PS2 though, so I don't imagine I'll experience any foreign quirks or bugs or anything that wasn't present in the official version, so we should be good. Okay, let's start for real this time. We're first asked to choose between one of two characters. Each one follows a unique story arc that'll intersect with the other one a couple of times, sort of like Resident Evil 2. Here we have the yin phase and the yang phase. For the yin phase, we play as Utsuki, a young woman who receives a letter from her father explaining that he was hired by the Lord of the Manor to cleanse the area of curses, though her father believes him to be overreacting and decides to play along. Soon after, Utsuki goes to the manor to look for her father with her sister Kureha.
Do you really think father is here?
Wait, do their mouths just not move when they talk?
What happened? You need to be careful.
Yeah, they really just don't move. Oh, that's weird. I guess a lot of FromSoft games have done this, but it usually doesn't stick out this bad, you know? Like, I could suspend my disbelief when I was talking like a Dark Souls NPC that sticks to like a wide camera angle, but when you're going for this cinematic approach and you have all these angles that like really get in there and show off all of the detail, it then just really feels like something's missing. I'm sure it's just a budget thing. It usually is, so I'm not gonna give them.
It's a creep factor.
I'm just saying, it does feel really
it could be a creep factor.
Kind of direction with those compromises. Anyway, after hesitating, Utsuki is egged on by Kureha to explore the manor for their father. They're soon separated, and Utsuki is left to fend for herself as she searches the manor for her family. Yang phase, on the other hand, follows Sakuya, one of the many exorcists Utsuki's father brought along to help search and cleanse the manor, including her older brother Dorio and this guy.
Guarding the rear would be too dangerous for you.
For me, yeah, alright. As the two explore the manor, they'll uncover an ancient ritual involving the manor's two mulberry trees, the rebirthing process of the resident silkworms, a chest filled with the silk litter the manor, and a cliche pair of evil twins run around and sing their spooky songs.
You will die for that.
The voice acting can be really cheesy in this game, but overall it's usually competent enough.
What are you doing here? I'm looking for my father.
The gameplay across these two characters is more or less identical, and it is that old school survival horror goodness. The fixed angles, that clunky combat, the gathering of supplies and key items, and of course, a droning atmosphere full of darkness and dread.
Darkness and dread! Darkness and dread!
God, I miss when horror games were like this. I wish every single one these days didn't have to have the over-the-shoulder camera, but I don't know, I guess this style usually does come with a couple of fumbles. That minor character jitter when the camera changes that's present in many of these types of games is obviously present here too, with the standard keep going the way you're not holding anymore and then readjust method of mitigating it. Eternal Darkness is pretty good for this since it had a camera system that focused more on movement than the hard cuts, but I still think Fatal Frame is the series that has the best solution to it, making the sprint button also a go forward button, so you combine the more natural control scheme with that one element of tank controls that actually fix this thing. Kuon unfortunately doesn't do either of those things. You do have the option of tank controls though, but as much as they do sort of fix this issue, let's be real, they're way too clunky to be worth putting up with just to solve something this minor, and these ones don't have strafe buttons like the Silent Hill games, so even as somebody who does sometimes like tank controls, I think I'll be going without them here. I am so in love with these angles though. You really can paint some incredible scenes with this sort of system, and it also gives you very deliberate time.
That sounds sus.
Too. And that's something Kuon does do fairly decently. Sometimes you'll catch a brief glimpse of something right when the angle changes. But for every time Kuon does this well, it also has a time where it does it poorly. Sometimes the game will take control away from you to do it, showing it during a cutscene instead of in real time. And I just have such a hard time getting scared when I'm not in control like that, you know? Because like, when you're walking around and you just see it, it feels present, like it's there, and so are you, and there's a sense that this thing can interact with you because you're occupying the same space and time as it. But when they script it like this, it feels really removed from the actual gameplay, as if it happened in a vacuum, even if you are standing in the same room.
Happened in a vacuum?
But man, these angles are so consistently good. I love when it's peeking out from behind something, almost like somebody's watching you through the bars in the web, or when it's peering over a hanging corpse, swaying in the foreground as you comb the cabin for supplies. So instead of finding bullets for your pistol or film for your camera, Kuon has us collecting these spell cards that we can use to cast projectiles and summon monsters with. Really glad I checked out Lost Kingdoms for this video because, wow, this is definitely an idea they're reusing from that one. That's entirely how the combat works in those two games, using the cards to summon monsters, either for a quick attack or as a general aid. Though while Lost Kingdoms had like a whole deck system, Kuon simplifies it into functioning just like ammo in other survival horror games. You pick up 10 fireball cards, okay cool, you got 10 ammo for your fireball. You currently have 5 spider cards, okay, you can summon 5 more spiders, and then you gotta find more. It's really just different types of attacks, each with their own set of ammo.
Well, that's useful.
And I think that's really cool. Functionally, it's kind of like what you'd usually expect from survival horror games, but they found a really cool way to work it into the game's story. I mean, I guess walking around with a frickin' pistol would probably be kind of weird in this game. A lot of times,
yeah, it would be out of place.
Keeping your distance and spamming a projectile, though. Yeah, real cool and fun gameplay going on right now. But some of the attacks are really cool, like a barrage of frozen spikes, or these traps you put down that have a bunch of hands coming out of the ground to pull your enemies in. The summons can be really helpful too. The spiders are great to fall back on to keep my distance above his projectiles.
Say goodnight
and
to
the
Sophia
puppets were great for distracting enemies as they got
Sweet dreams, TMNT. It's always a
I
pleasure,
love
you know
this whole
that.
combat system, there's kinda this one thing here that completely ruins it all. So let me start by painting a picture of how this usually goes. So you have limited ammo and limited health, right? So it becomes this balance of risk versus consumption. Use your ammo, but only when you need it. You're going to want to risk your health doing the melee to save it when you can. And that creates tenseness. It's challenging, and it has you making decisions over which sort of resource you're going to risk/use. A really big part of the fun here comes from rationing your supplies to survive, because, you know, that's the whole point of these games, to survive. It's survival horror. Now, what if I told you that at any point in time, whenever you want, you could just hold down a button to heal? To full, for free, you know, it doesn't use any supplies whatsoever. You can do this an unlimited amount of times whenever you want. You'd probably think, wow, that would, like, probably, like, defeat the entire point of the combat, wouldn't it, right? Like, wouldn't it, right? Like, wouldn't it? Like, wouldn't that just defeat the entire fucking point?
Yeah!
Why can I do this? Why can I hold down the R1 button and heal back to full health at any time I want? Why can I do this? All those healing items you've been picking up the whole game, no, you don't need those. But why would you use a limited consumable when you could just
banish demons and all evil spirits?
full health? Wow, all of these spells I'm collecting. I'm probably going to be debating which ones would be best in certain scenarios. Oh no, actually, I don't really have to do any of that. As long as there's just one enemy, I can just spam melee, tank the hits, and then heal after. You can do this every single time there's one guy by himself. And if there is more than one enemy, a lot of the time you can just leave the room to heal, and then throw yourself at them over and over until you eventually win. The odd time you can't do that, whether it's a boss fight or maybe you're sandwiched between a bunch of enemies, well, you'll have so much ammo and healing items saved from doing this that you'll be well off for any of the harder encounters.
Oh, wow.
Anytime you can't do the
That's a
healing
pity.
move, well, yeah, just keep using all your healing items now and just be invincible. It removes all tenseness the enemy encounters could possibly freaking have.
Yeah.
It's also weirdly impossible to tell how much health you have left. It doesn't say anything about it on any of the menus, and I don't think there's a single change to any of your character's animations at all. Instead, the game just does a motion blur effect whenever you're about to die. So instead of making any tense decisions about your supplies and how much health you have left and, oh, maybe I should use this one or that one or save this one, no, you're just going to heal whenever you see the blur. So you have this overpowered healing move, all of these healing items that you'll never use unless you're comfortably brute forcing larger encounters or boss fights, and you have this OP visual cue that tells you the precise moment to heal. I boiled this shit down to a science in the first 2 hours of playing this thing. After that, the entire game was laughably easy.
Yeah,
so much for survival horror. Oh my god, what a mess, dude. Like, they almost had a really good system here, too. Like, that whole card thing has a lot of potential, but it's just that healing move. It trivializes the entire freaking game.
Yeah, it does.
They should have either nerfed it, like limiting it in some sort of way, or they should have just gotten rid of it entirely. And they also need a more nuanced way to tell you when your health is low. Not this, like, OP visual cue that makes sure you make the 100% optimal health decision every single time, you know? They also try to make your rations saving items, just like Resident Evil games do with ink ribbons. Here you get these little vessels that you use for these cleansing rituals. It's also
That's
really cool.
cute.
You get to see it floating downstream after you use one. Oh my god, again, just FromSoft knocked it out of the park of the aesthetics here. But like everything else, they really do a lousy job with the actual rationing. They give you a lot more than you really need here. I mean, at certain points, I had more than I knew what to frickin' do with. How much did you guys really expect me to save? And even if my inventory wasn't overflowing with these frickin' things, the enemy encounters are still such little a threat that it never really felt like the stakes were all that high to begin with. That's the finisher animation?
Seriously?
And I thought Eternal Darkness had a weak-looking finisher. Well, I guess Utsuki's is a lot better, but Sakuya's the Exorcist here. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Not really a fan of how fast that blood puddle shows up. I mean, blood puddles are the way to communicate that the enemy has been finished off, but you gotta have some sense of, is it dead? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta stare at the body, you know, long enough to notice that blood slowly trickling out. Okay, now it's... But when the visuals communicate all of that this quickly and efficiently, it's just kind of like, okay, you're dead, you're dead. You don't really get that sort of feeling. So like this whole mechanic of having to finish them off or they might get up, it's just not as effective here as in most other games. But I think Kuwan's biggest offense to the horror genre is easily the absolute abundance of jump scares. Why are there so freaking many of these? They're the most low-effort jump scares you're ever gonna see in your life. They don't even show a spooky face or a monster or nothing like that. No, you're just walking around and randomly, out of nowhere, for no reason, the screen will just, it just flashes white with a loud sound effect. Yeah, that's it, and it happens so much. They do it over and over and over
again. Hello there, Matches. How are you doing today? Enjoy your look.
The game calls them tempests, and there's some ghost excuse why it happens. It even sometimes spawns in ghosts, but it's painfully ineffective as a method of scaring the player. It just comes off as annoying as hell. I guess I did have this one kind of neat scare. I paused the game for a really long time, and after coming back, I unpaused it and, whoa, it's kind of cheap, but it's at least a little creative. And that got me curious. I had to see if there was more of these, so I tried again, and, oh, the curse. Let's do them. Oh, it's like trying to trick me into thinking the TV shut off or something. That's cool as hell. I had no idea.
That is a nice touch.
Sort of thing. It's like some Eternal Darkness shit. Kuwan's pretty hit and miss with its horror, but I think it misses more often than it hits. The enemy designs, for instance, they're usually not all that interesting. 90% of them are just generic Gaki and Yamabito zombies, which are about as basic as you can get when it comes to Japanese horror monsters. I guess some of the enemies are kind of freaky though, like these victims of these bizarre cocoon rituals, emerging as half dead, dragging their shells of silk behind them as they crawl towards you, moaning in pain and crying for the sweet release of death. There you go. Yeah, they're easy as shit, so they're not that scary. The game's horror is easily at its best when it's coming from the atmosphere. I mean, this is a FromSoft game after all, and if there's one thing they've always done really well, it's building incredible game worlds. And that just might be Kuwan's greatest strength. You might feel like you got this sort of fix from the Fatal Frame games already, but I think FromSoft brings a special flavor of dread to these types of environments. The way the short-range light from your lantern closely carves through that thick darkness as the haunting ambience starts to trickle through with all these angles that really show off how gorgeous these environments really are. There's something kind of cozy about just walking through all these areas and soaking it all in. If there's one thing I really took from this game, honestly, it was just simply walking around and experiencing the game's incredible environments. Now, I did find it a little annoying remembering where I have and haven't been and where I need to go. The game's map only marks locked doors and obstructed pathways. It does not mark doors you've already been through, like other games usually do. So, you see that? Yeah, I've been in there. And I've been in there and there, but it doesn't look like I've been in any of those places. So a lot of times throughout the first phase, before I really had like a good handle on the map, I often found myself wasting time revisiting rooms I've already cleared. However, I did find the areas themselves to be pretty easy to navigate through. I found each area stood out really well. The attention to detail in all these rooms is really good. It's really easy to remember which room is which because of it. And all those unique camera angles help a lot too. By the time I was playing Yang Phase, I wasn't opening that map nearly as much, so I guess it kind of balances out in the end. If you've played any other horror games from around this time, then you'll pretty much know what to expect from the exploration. You'll search each room for a series of key items that open more rooms, and with the occasional puzzle for good measure. Though now more inventive games make these keys a series of totally random objects that you have to use in like a weird or interesting crafty way, Kuon just kind of sticks to like key-ass keys, you know what I mean? The doors are all sealed by like a magic spell or something, so you have to find the corresponding sacred cloth to remove all seals of that kind. But, you know, while that is in tune with the setting of the game, you're really just getting a key to a door. You get key A, you can open every door A. And I find that a lot less interesting than the weird and obtuse ways you'd have to progress in a lot of other horror games at the time. And I feel like you very well could have done that with the setting here. Like, what if you needed to collect the ingredients that you've read about in a paper to prepare a sacred cloth, and then you had to, like, make the connection yourself to put them in the chest, just like the curse in the notes? Then I would have at least felt some connection to the game's world. I would have felt like the lore was relevant to me in some sense, but...
That makes sense,
meeting
yeah.
the fundamental criteria of theming and draping it over that same old mechanic, it doesn't feel like a ritual or a cool magic thing I'm doing. It just feels like a coat of paint on a key in the door. You will sometimes have to use a key item on something specific, and this much I do think was done a little better. I like that you have to actually select the item from your inventory manually, so you do have to make the connection yourself instead of the game just grabbing it from your inventory for you because you interacted with the right thing while holding the right thing. Though unfortunately, even these aren't all that interesting. You're just kind of matching objects to their obvious counterparts, and across the two campaigns, most of
the triangle goes in the triangle
really just
hole.
exploring the same spot.
The
but
square goes in the circle.
only a few moments unique to each character. I guess their melee weapons are also different. Utsuki has a knife, and Sakuya wields a Japanese folding fan, and they also collect slightly different spell cards too, but overall, I was a little disappointed to see just how little these two phases differed. You can also find better weapons along the way, but unlike other survival horrors where many of the weapons feel very different from one another, the weapons here are just identical reskins that simply do more damage with maybe like a fire effect, which was something I was kind of disappointing. Man, the two major puzzles in the manor are kind of dumb, both for different reasons. This one I didn't even need the clue to solve it. Look, it is so obvious what to do, so I opened it early both times before reading the instructions. And the other one is incredibly obtuse. It's not even difficult, it's just... Man, if you can't read the Japanese characters here, you better prepare for a long and patient game of match the pictures until you painstakingly get the combo to say what a piece of paper told you. There's a couple of other clues that also look like they're related to this combo lock, yet they don't seem to give any information that's really helpful here. Everything seems to be on this one, so part of me kind of feels like this puzzle was maybe originally more complex in the Japanese version, and all that got lost in translation. Or maybe I'm just flat out missing something. But dude, like when I had to do this again as Sakuya, I did not even bother doing this all over again. I just played back my game footage from the first run and just made it match what I had before. And yeah, the solution's even the same for both characters. I don't know why they make you do this twice. Having the two characters easily serves the story a lot more than it does the gameplay. So why don't we see if that's at least any good. I'm gonna go over the whole thing real quick. So here's a timestamp if you care about the spoilers, but honestly, it's not really like an amazing story or anything like a lot of these games usually have, so I'm not really going to urge you to skip it this time. But, you know, gotta have it there for the people that don't want to see it. But yeah,
I'm gonna let it play. Let it play, let it play.
Kureha fell off a cliff, which mortally injured her, and Utsuki got the blame for it. She was only able to survive the fall because their father, Domen, attempted to perform the Kuon ritual. According to legend, entering a chest 9 times with a silkworm will cure the disease, or I guess in this case, heal Kureha. We then hear reports from other people that disease has been spreading around here, and people are vanishing whenever they hear the twin song at night.
When I hear that song, I fear I'll be killed, or worse, abducted.
As we progress through the game, we'll learn that the ritual is a lot more nefarious than Utsuki initially thought, actually requiring 9 human sacrifices to supposedly resurrect somebody. Kureha is technically a walking corpse until the ritual is completed.
These poor people have the disease. If they don't merge with other creatures, they will all die.
As such, a zombified Kureha begins roaming the manor, searching for more and more victims she can sacrifice and merge with. It even turns out that Utsuki's father invited the exorcists here to begin with just to be fodder for this ritual. It's got something to do with the berry trees being reincarnated as this pair of evil twins. Long ago, spikes were driven into these trees to seal away the twins.
I'm going to eat
He
your soul.
knew he could use the twins to revive his daughter, so he removed the spikes, letting all hell break loose in the manor. After Utsuki falls victim to the curse and Sakuya fails to save her, we then unlock a third character, Abe no Seimei, based on the real historical figure of the same name. Apparently his status as a mystical figure made him a very common character in a lot of Japanese folklore. This incarnation of him takes the form of a female Onmyoji who arrives to put a stop to Doman's evil plans. Doman's also based on a historical figure, and there's actually a little bit of lore between these two. They're often depicted as rivals in stories, and the game hints at that as well, though they don't really explore it a whole lot here. Honestly, this whole final chapter seems like a really big, cheap Deus Ex Machina move. You know, the two characters find themselves in dire straits, but instead of persevering and fighting their way through and surviving the night, they just cut to the cool anime hero to save the day instead.
Oh, no.
Sammy's got a long spear with really good melee range, and she's got the most powerful summons in the entire game. This phase isn't even an hour long either. You just annihilate the shit out of some demons with your overpowered abilities, and then it's a one-on-one final showdown with Doman, which, considering how freaking decked out we are with the most powerful spell cards we can get, it's really not very difficult. Now fully diseased from the curse.
No, but it looks creepy as fuck.
The liquor chest to complete the Kuon ritual. Sammy then goes over to destroy the chest, arguing that we don't know what sort of thing's going to come out of it, but Sakia stops her.
She hasn't been outside the manor. Her father tricked her, and we can't let her die.
This ritual was never meant for human beings. It was never even meant to bring life back from the dead. The actual purpose of the Kuon ritual was to rebirth silkworms, which explains why previous people who attempted the ritual all became bizarre insect monsters instead of being healed of their disease. So instead of Kureha coming back to life, Utsuki and Kureha are instead reborn as a child. I don't know if it's supposed to be both of them together or also the victims were sacrificed, but there's a kid now. Sakia decides to take in the kind of Utsuki, kind of Kureha, kind of all the dead people child, and they live happily ever after. It's an open.
Until they eat themselves in the middle of the night.
You can notice on the second playthrough, but overall it's a pretty par for the course story about a chapter. Nothing the Fatal Frame series has done better, so it's okay. I was happy to see that you do get to unlock some fun bonuses for beating the game, such as starting the game with a maximum ammo for everything. Oh my god, it's God mode. Getting overpowered as hell is always a really fun reward for surviving through the game, but it's... oh my god, it feels so unearned here, dude. Like, you only get it for clearing normal, and that was easy as hell to do. They should have at least maybe beat hard mode to get it. I was actually going to try that harder difficulty just to see if it was actually any harder or not, but why would we do that when we unlocked a fourth even harder difficulty? I'm just going to jump straight to that. Like, how hard could this game possibly get? Okay, well, yeah, it is a bit harder, but you can still heal for free, so most enemies still aren't much a threat at all. As long as you mash out of those grabs, you really only have to worry about direct hits. You will get a lot less supplies in this mode, you'll have a lot less spell cards to use than before, but it's still not that hard because saving resources is still incredibly easy to do. Most enemies are so simple to evade, even the harder ones. And if you do want to take them out, well, the one-on-one encounters are still easy to unlock and cheese with a healing move. I found myself just running past most of the enemies this time, and I never really realized until now just how bad they are at chasing you in this game. Anytime I needed an item from a room, I'd literally just push past them all, mashing the X button, and it would usually work. Now, the boss fights were the one thing I was worried about, the one with the big monkey especially, and yeah, while they definitely are harder, I still found them pretty manageable. As long as you've saved up on items, which is really easy to do, you'll be totally good to spam your attacks and just heal whenever you see the blur. And well, that does it. Got through each campaign all over again on the so-called hardest difficulty. I think it's safe to say that, even cranked to max, Kuon doesn't even come close to offering the sort of survival challenge you'd really want to expect from these sorts of games. Silent Hill 2's normal mode is harder than this. You don't even get anything for beating it.
That was one creepy ass game.
You wouldn't get anything for beating hard either. No silly costumes for Kuon, sadly. I hate to see it, but what can you do? And here I was hoping we'd get to run around as a skeleton or something. You know, FromSoft loves their skeletons. There is also a 9-hit mode where you can only get hit 9 times throughout the entire game, and beating that unlocks a 1-hit mode, which is just ridiculous, so I'm not even gonna bother. If beating Insanity mode didn't get me anything, I couldn't imagine this would be any different. And that just about covers everything. Okay, well, there is one last thing I do want to talk about, and that is Sugoroku. So, it's this minigame that's hidden in 2 maps. You can find the board game pieces hidden in this room here during Utsuki's story, and you'll just find the board itself in plain sight during Sakuga's. Getting both of these unlocks Sugoroku from the title screen. It's a really cute little board game where you roll these 2 dice and then use each roll to decide which pieces you get to move forward. And the first person with all their pieces to the other side wins. Don't let that one player in the back of the box lie to you. You can actually plug in a second controller and play this with a friend. It is kind of mostly luck, but there's a little bit of strategy involved. It's a really cool little bonus, kind of like when you get a billiards game with Yakuza. And I think the presentation here, like the rest of the game's menus and everything, it is absolutely fantastic. It is just really cozy and lovely. Also really thankful this is just a bonus and not like something the game forces you to play for hours just to beat the game, like a certain other FromSoft game made me do. Yeah,
actually, I don't mind Gwent now that I know how to play it.
Game. There's a lot of really cool things going for it. Like, I love the atmosphere, I love the map design, and I particularly love the whole idea of like those spell cards being in place of like traditional survival horror weapons. But oh man, there's just so much of this game just completely falls flat. Like, it almost feels like they were trying to recreate a lot of aspects from other popular survival horror games at the time, like Silent Hill and Resident Evil and stuff, but it almost feels like they didn't quite understand why those ideas worked. But with that said, I do think Kuon can be a valuable experience for that reason. If you are a really big fan of horror games like Fatal Frame and Silent Hill and Resident Evil and all that, and you'd like to understand a little better why the things in those games work, Kuon's an interesting experience because you run into all those usual little things, but versions of them that don't quite connect. So if you'd like to make a horror game someday, at least somewhat in this style, Kuon's a shitty but comfortable experience that does a really good job of demonstrating how these things can be executed better. And I think that's just as important understanding game design than just seeing things done well. Sometimes you gotta see things done not so well before you really understand why it worked in the first place.
That's
if you're in the mood for a really good horror game, then you can do better. Especially on PS2, man. Like, this is the console that has all the good Silent Hill and Fatal Frame games. You can do much better than Kuon. It's also not like Echo Knight Beyond, which tucked a really meaningful story behind all of its problems. The Kuon story's just like, okay. Though, it's not nearly as frustrating or patience testing as Echo Knight Beyond, so I guess it is more of a harmless venture for the curious and experienced. Whether you're into old school survival horror, or you just want to explore the cool old weird catalogs from your favorite developers. But regardless, nobody should ever have to pay $1,000 to do that. Nobody should have to pay $1,000 for a video game at all. You really should just buy this on a digital storefront for $5 or $10 or something. But unfortunately, like many of these old horror games, there's currently no legal way to play it. At least not a realistic one. The software only legally exists on rare aging discs that aren't gonna work forever. I really miss the PS3 days where you could just buy a crap ton of PS1 and PS2 games on the PSN store for $5 or $10 each. Why on earth we're not still slowly expanding?
Yeah, why'd they take that away?
5 is like the most befuddling shit to me. And while I'm not allowed to condone piracy, I can tap that sign and say that piracy is a service issue. It's a train you can't stop, so you may as well build it a proper railway, you know what I mean? You gotta get these things up on a digital storefront already, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen, and it really makes me kind of pissed off that I have to say that about half of these old horror games, but, you know, I'm also not gonna pretend that
is a good point.
resort to their one only obvious option.
Giving me $2,000.
No, I'm joking. It looks way too cool on the shelf. Look at that spine. Look at that spine.
That is a pretty cool looking spine.
Bullshit, but like, I don't know, at least Kuon's not that worth playing. But yeah, that's a done deal. That is every horror game I wanted to tackle when I first started this channel. And don't worry, that doesn't mean I'm done doing Halloween videos. I've become interested in a lot of other horror games along the way. I mean, I've already made videos about a lot of them, but I also get a ton of comments always telling me about all sorts of weird and cool horror games, so I don't think I'm ever going to be short on material. I almost want to talk about Millbleed next year, just because I rarely get a chance to talk about Dreamcast stuff, but I don't know, I also really want to talk about the Ecstatica duology, just because who the hell talks about this these days? They're both really weird and interesting and hilarious, but regardless of what I go with, I hope you guys will look forward to watching more Halloween videos as the years go by. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a fantastic Halloween. Take care of yourselves.
The game did look interesting.
Welcome to the evil end slate. I'm Evil Nitro Rat, and I'm here to be evil and
I've had a lot of fun with you guys today, but I believe it might actually be time for the raid. But the question is, who shall we raid? To raid, oh who to raid? Let's see what the Twitch page has. Ooh. hello there. Ah. Who should we raid? Oh, there's a fire VTuber on. Well, a hellhound. We could raid her. Unless you guys have a better idea. What do you think? Jade? Should we give Cinder a try? Or should we try someone else? Let's see what she's doing.
You don't have a cat. You don't have a cat.
You see, what happened is when Julie was trying to shepherd Billy's soul back into Billy, since Nick was there,
Okay, that
Nick's
looks
wife's
interesting.
soul
Oh,
was
someone
hovering
else?
around
Oh, okay.
because Nick was there. So instead of shepherding
I think she'd
Billy,
really enjoy my raid message, but okay.
Julie
Someone else.
accidentally put Nick Cage's wife into Billy's body. Just happened. It was an accident. You know when you're shepherding
you got
souls
someone for
and you have that moment, right? You have one of those days and you go, and you accidentally shepherd the wrong person. Yeah.
Egg bomb! Hello! How are we today? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Ah. They're playing Minecraft Survival, I see. Okay, well, let's get the raid message going, shall we? Flame Flame. Pyrussy because I wanna. Alright.
You know what I should have made? Hold on. You know what I should have made? Chat, did you guys do anything interesting today? I included a record player. Whoa!
Yeah.
I wanted a record player today. Wow!
And
Because I
no.
bought records, vinyls, and
Kenny
I was like,
Omega?
I don't have a record player.
Doo doo. And copy. Okay, guys, here is the raid message. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I really do appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. C-A-I-R-R-A. There we go. Yeah, you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. I'll see you guys on Wednesday when we'll be doing something with Clem, because Koji is busy working. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Don't forget that. I really do appreciate you. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I'm Pyra Z, your little fireflower. Now let's raid, motherfuckers. Let's raid. Yeah.